Hello, 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 and welcome in to the freshest, newest edition of the Bada Show on the face of the planet Earth, guaranteed. I am
At
one of
least for
your
today.
exactly 24-hour guarantee.
Mhm,
I am one of your hosts, Dave, and down there in the bottom square is my partner in crime, Chris. Chris, man, speaking of days and
mhm.
guarantees for a day, I can tell you one thing, an absolute about thine day. It was pretty
Uh-huh.
gosh darn good. So,
Very good.
yeah, man, I dig it. I had a day off from work. I went to the movies with my child and a friend
Mhm.
of mine. We had a hoot nanny of a time, so no complaints from old Davo as far
Very
as
good.
experience of Z Day. How has your day been
Mhm.
going?
Um, Medical stuff and pool stuff and all sorts of stuff. It's been a hectic, not so much hectic, just stressful,
Okay.
little while. I feel like I think I've said this before, but it's like I think I've aged 10 years in the past like month and a half. It's
Not great.
ridiculous.
Yeah, not
No,
great.
no, not ideal.
No.
Not ideal. It's so odd that time is running like I think I've entered into, not to evoke a name too early, but I've
Oh,
entered into like Mark Wade's world here where I'm in hyper time.
holy cow.
Like
Yeah.
days and weeks are flying by, but months are taking forever. So I have to assume that there's some sort of hyper time hoodoo at play here.
Yeah.
Um, because it's like every time I blink, it's like, oh, it's Thursday or whatever.
Right.
But it's like, God, it's still July. It's insane. Like, why does July have 9 weeks in it?
Well, I mean, due to your stresses and what have you, that's
Mm,
probably what's dragging everything out for you. And most
yeah.
folks would say, "Yay, it's still July," and you're doing the exact opposite. Yay, it's summertime. All right. No, no, not Chris. He's like, this is hell on earth, man.
Oh,
This is
dude.
terrible, and I feel bad because I led off to saying, "Hey, today's been fantastic for me."
I mean,
You
I'm
know?
hoping that from this point on, the day, chilling with
Mm.
you, and then hanging out with the wife later on, and we do have. I mean, today is a big premiere day. Dexter's back.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think people might assume I'm talking about something else, but no, Dexter's back, so we'll watch that later on, and
Well,
we'll enjoy that.
I
And
if you're willing, we might talk about that in a few minutes. But yes, please continue. Yes.
yeah, so hopefully this is just the beginning of an upswing here.
Mm.
And to everybody who lives in the Phoenix metro area, you're welcome because my pool will be done this weekend, and we went from 115s to 90 degrees next week. So
Amen.
you're welcome.
If that's the reason why, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of thanks to be doled out. But
Mhm.
even then, I don't believe 90s is too shabby for, sticking your toe in the old poolio, if you know what I
But
mean.
Arizona 90s is April and
Okay.
November, so
Well, listen,
it's
man, you were just complaining it's still July. So you know what? Get what you get. Okay.
I want it all.
Oh,
I
yeah,
I
don't
want it
we
all.
all? Right. Yes. Now, Dexter is a show I haven't kept up with in a very, very long time. I actually have
Mhm.
season one sitting around here on DVD. It's not within arm's length
Cool.
currently, so I can't just like prove it. But anyway, I have fallen out of favor with Senor Dexter.
Mhm.
Glad to know it's still kicking. Happy to know that you and your spouse are enjoying it and you're looking forward to it. But we can't bury the lead since
Mhm.
you did
Mhm.
mention today was in fact a premiere of
Mhm.
something big, colossal, and really not up your alley one iota. But thankfully, I'm here
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
let people know, if you didn't already, if you happen to be underneath the pool that Chris is building. Um,
With Hush and with Tommy and whoever else was down to there. I don't remember who.
yes, Hush 2 is
Yeah.
buried underneath the pool
Uh-huh.
site. The new Superman movie came out today.
Mhm.
Surprise! Yes. And
Woohoo!
I mentioned I went to the movies with my son
Mhm.
and a friend
Mhm.
Beto, and of course, what did we go see? Not Superman. No, it was Superman. Yes, we went to go check it out. And just to kind of like give a little backstory here, the plan wasn't to go opening day, because there's nothing I hate worse than like a crowd or just too many people
Sure, sure.
swarming onto one location when I'm trying to enjoy myself. I don't go to movies a whole heck of a lot, um, which is kind of a weird thing to say considering I've gone to two new movies in 2 weeks because I saw the new Jurassic World movie last week.
Mhm, mhm.
But yeah, when I go, man, my experience, I'm very because I'm spending a lot of money. It ain't cheap to go to the
Oh, it
movies.
ain't. Yeah, it's not a cheap date.
No, not at all. So I
Mm,
really want to be as comfortable as I can, and that does not
sure.
include you or you or you or you. We did manage to get a really early showing at 11
Mhm,
a.m. So there's probably like 20 or 30 people in the theater. I can live with that.
mhm.
Not the end of the world. What I can't
What's
live
what's
with,
a full
what's that?
theater look like? What is like a capacity? I don't go, so.
I'm only gonna guess, but by just
Mhm.
me riffing here, I'm gonna say like 100 plus
Oh,
easily.
okay, so 20 is nothing.
Yeah, no, no, no.
Okay,
There was little
okay, that's
clumps
good.
of people in the theater. It wasn't,
Sure.
yeah, it wasn't nowhere near max. And there,
Wasn't shoulder to shoulder, yeah.
yeah, and I actually made the conscious decision because everything now is seating is free seating. So you get a, it's not like movies back in the day you just sat wherever you wanted, biggity bang, bada
Okay.
boom. So you get to select your seat.
You have assigned seats?
Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Assigned. Thank you. I was
It's
struggling
like
with
you're
that.
on a plane?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So, we got three seats, of course, but we didn't say who
Mhm.
was going to sit where. So I made sure I sat in the middle. So at least
Okay.
to my left or to my right is a familiar face.
There's something to yeah, someone
Not
to
a,
talk to.
yeah, not a stranger with BO or, someone
Sure.
munching on popcorn too loud. None of that stuff. No elbow,
Mhm.
confusion, whatever.
Yeah.
So that was all fine and dandy. Now I'm sure people are like, well, what about the movie, man? We don't care about your experience or your weird
I care
habits.
more about the experience.
Do you? All
I
right.
do.
Well, one more thing, I guess, before I get into the actual film itself is I cannot believe how many, and everybody complains about this, but today it was absolutely obscene. How many commercials and previews play before the movie starts, the scheduled start of the movie. So
Okay.
it's socially accepted that, let's say a movie is going to start at 11.
Sure.
You are going to have to sit through 15 minutes of previews and random commercials and stuff. It's just
15 minutes?
at least, right? So
So at 11 o'clock, commercials start.
yeah. Well, no, listen. Okay, so even before 11 o'clock, because we sat down at like
All
ten
right.
forty-five, so you get concessions, whatever. They will
Sure.
have like movie trivia and stupid little,
Yeah, a little yeah, time killer.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly, that kind
Sure.
of stuff. But yeah, the moment the movie is scheduled to start, that's when you get hit with the really big ones. Again, the
Oh
trailers
boy.
being the meat on the bone there, I suppose.
All right.
It was 30 minutes today, so we sat there for 45 minutes before
Before the
Superman
movie even started.
officially started. And it was the worst thing too, because now even the warning, or rather the suggestion that comes on the screen saying, please mute your phones, stay silent so everybody can enjoy the film, essentially is turned into a commercial itself for Coca-Cola. So we're like, yeah, all right, now the movie's going to start. We're getting our sit in your seats, be good
Shut
citizen
up.
warning.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then it transitioned into snacks. Okay, that ends. Movie's starting now, baby. The lights are down, everything. Oh, no. It's Hollywood star Nicole Kidman telling us to also enjoy the movie. Okay, wonderful. Then an ad for AMC theaters. What is going on here?
But you're already there.
I know. And I leaned over to my friend Beto and I'm like, dude, I'm telling you right now, if there was a politician who platformed solely on eliminating unnecessary commercials, because it's not just when I talk about the trailers and commercials for soda and snacks, there's
Sure.
pharmaceutical commercials, there's
You're
car
kidding
commercials.
me.
No,
It's
everything
like it's like the Super Bowl.
yes. Except I guess with the Super Bowl, there's a little bit of anticipation for the commercials
I
because people
guess.
paid billions of dollars to air them on national
Stupid
TV.
money. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
This is just junk.
Oh
Absolute
god.
junk. So
Okay.
yeah, if a politician platformed on just eliminating that as his first or her first act in office, they get my vote.
Mhm.
And I only go to the movies 2 or 3 times a year, and it's still
Sure.
worthy enough cause for me to like say, yeah, dude, that's something I can get behind. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
so there you go. That's my full complaint. Going in pre-film, that is, it's just
Boy, oh boy.
unbelievable.
All
You
right.
know. And you might think, well, Dave, shouldn't you be complaining about the cost of concessions? Yes.
I mean,
Ridiculous.
that's old news though.
Yeah, pretty much. And
Yeah,
I'm sure to some folks, like what I'm griping about right now is old news.
could
But
be.
just in
It's new news to
contrast,
me.
well, yeah, because you never go to the
Yeah,
movies
no,
ever.
ever.
But just in contrast, when I went to Jurassic World Rebirth last week, my
Hmm.
family, we were like amazed. We only had to sit through like 10, 15 minutes. We're like, wow, this is great. But a half an hour,
Wow,
dude,
even that, damn. And
wild.
you go to the can like are you allowed into the theater 10-15 minutes late? Or
Yeah,
do they not let you in? Oh, they do let you in.
they do. And I guess maybe someone of a more sound mind would say,
Hmm.
Dave, you know there's going to be a bunch of junk and filler prior to the movie starting. So
Yeah.
what's your rush, man?
And you already have your seat reserved. You know where you're going to be sitting.
Yeah,
It's not like you're going to worry about having good seats.
right.
You have your seats.
Exactly. So what's the hurry?
Yeah.
Why is your ass on fire to get into that theater? Well, because I have, and I'm going to sound absolutely nuts, and I'm
Mhm.
sorry, but
That's all good.
but like when the lights get low, I hate trying to find my seat in the dark. I hate it.
No, fair enough.
I
Fair
can't
enough.
stand it. I don't like waiting in line for concessions. I like getting all my stuff, what I need, biggity bam, biggity boom, getting my seat. I'm comfortable. I know
Sure.
I'm not. Let's
You're
say,
there.
God forbid, someone else sat in my reserved seat.
Hmm.
No, that ain't happening when you show up at 10:45 for an 11
Sure.
o'clock movie. So,
Yeah.
with all these like weird, ticks I got in my brain about, social situations such as films, hence why I show up as early as I do.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, so I
That's
guess,
like when you have a like a 11 o'clock doctor's appointment. You know your ass ain't going to be in the office at 11 o'clock.
what is with that? What's up with the world, man?
I know.
Making us wait like our time
Hmm.
is of no value to anyone else, and we're paying for this
We are
a lot of money.
willingly
I
and
know.
anxiously and yeah,
Yeah.
it's a disaster.
So, as I was kind of alluding to, I'm sure there's some folks out there watching this beautiful edition of the Bada Bin Show saying,
Hmm.
Dave, get to the point. How was the movie? We don't care you're neurotic and crazy. Well, let me tell you, folks. My first initial opinion on the film was I've never sat through a superhero movie that was more like a comic book just tossed upon the screen than this version of Superman. The spirit of a comic book was alive and well in this
Hmm.
film. Um, with that, just because I love playing devil's advocate and putting, the other shoe on my foot,
Hmm.
um, for the uninitiated, for someone, let's say John Q. Public, who may not be steeped in DC Comics lore, I could find this to be a very, very confusing experience.
Okay.
Now, I mean, even in comic book terms, right? We've said on this show many times, we don't need to see the pearls fall
He doesn't need
in.
to be bit by the spider.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it. It's just comic
Sure.
knowledge. It's part of our DNA
Yeah.
as a culture now. As Americans, that we know the origins of a lot of these superheroes and stuff. So none of that is tackled here.
Hmm.
If anything, there's like an intro initially in the movie via text, kind of outlining or basically saying this is the history of the metahuman in the world as we know it. And again,
Hmm.
that wasn't very long, and it's only a text thing, and you're thrown right into the action and essentially right in the middle of the new DCU. So, yeah, I know what's happening. I dig it. I like the fact that we're getting action right out of the gate. There's no foreplay, right? We're
Hmm.
jumping right into the sack with Superman, and that's cool. The only other thing I kind of have a little bit of an issue with is that okay, so James Gunn is now the head of DC Studios, and this is the first, we mentioned a big premiere. This is the entry point for DC Studios to essentially let the world know what they're all about. Some of the characters he decided to use were, B-listers, characters that I care about. I think are extremely cool,
Hmm.
such as Guy Gardner and Metamorpho.
Hmm.
Um, but yet again, I worry that gets lost on the average movie going crowd who's just there to see, Superman fly around and punch a few dudes in the head.
Yeah.
Um, it can be a lot to take in, especially without said origin story or a little bit more fleshing out of the character to
Yeah.
understand what they're all about. One could assume everybody knows what a Green Lantern is. Okay, well, then why is Guy Gardner so crass? Why is he act the way he does? What's the whole
Yeah.
deal with Metamorpho's powers? Like, how can he turn into acid or form a giant mallet for a hand? These little details don't get properly fleshed out enough for, yet again, the general audience. So,
Sure.
but I mean, really, I think overall, I'm being very nitpicky with these small complaints, I suppose, because my son loved every minute of this film.
Hmm.
My buddy Beto came out and he was just beaming with happiness. This was everything
Hmm.
he wanted out of a Superman film. I just happened to be the grumpy guy who's pissed off he watched 30 minutes worth of commercials and
Oh, do you?
found the little cracks here going, that could have been done better. Or why did he use this character when he could have used, I think this would have been more, yeah.
Hmm.
And ultimately, the way I could sum it up, because I don't want to talk about this movie all day, of course, is think of it think of it in the reverse, okay? So I mentioned this is the most comic booky type movie ever splattered on the big screen. Yet, if we took the same exact story and produced it, James Gunn made a comic book. Would I like it as much as I like the film? And honestly, the answer is no. Um,
Hmm.
I think it would have been a decent comic, not a great comic, and that weighs heavy on my mind when making my ultimate or final decision
Hmm.
on this film as a whole. So that's where I stand with it. But I think anybody out there who might be on the fence, even yourself, I would go watch it. I think it's
No.
okay. It's worth a viewing.
No.
Okay.
Now I
So
heard about the Jor-El and Lara video.
mm,
F that. And I heard about the cameo at the end where Superman's called a bitch, and F that too.
okay. Spoiler alert. Superman was called a bee
I
by
didn't say who said it.
yes, by, well, I'm gonna say it right now. It was Judd Winnick. Judd
It was
Winnick
Judd Winnick.
called
He
him a
wrote it.
bee. He wrote it for
Yeah.
Outsiders, and there you go. Actually, was it Outsiders? What was
It
that?
was Outsiders.
Outsiders that you
Yeah.
were talking about last week. Yeah. What was the problem with the video you're referring to, though? I don't understand.
The real reason he was sent here, or the underlying reason he was sent here, or
Yeah. I can see
yeah,
that.
no, that's. I mean, we were always told that his parents were right. You know, they
Hmm.
were the ones who were right in the Krypton parliament government. And in this situation, it's like they're no better than the people that we were rooting against in the comics from Krypton. Perhaps worse.
Perhaps, maybe. Um, I understand how you're like f that to those components
Yeah.
totally, but I think when you didn't never watch any of the movies, so
No.
or the adaptations on TV or what have you. And
Nope.
I've talked about, for example, Preacher in the past being a
Hmm.
big turning point in my enjoyment of adaptations into other media for comics. Liberties are always taken with something.
Hmm.
Here, for example, in Superman, some liberties were taken with villains that I was like, yeah, I get it, but I don't necessarily like it. But you just kind of accept it as someone else's vision of what something could be. So, with that being said, I didn't find any issue with the video or the B word being used later in the film. I was more concerned, I think, because it's no secret I'm not a big crypto fan. I'm not
Hmm.
a super pet kind of cat, pun intended.
Sure.
And to have him be featured so prominently in the film um, worried me. Same
Hmm.
same with all the characters, really, because all you need to do is watch a 2-minute trailer and there's a lot going on in this movie as far as appearances go. And I was
It
worried.
seems like they're in a real big rush to universize this.
Mm,
Instead of like introducing us to Superman, it's like, no, 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 we're like Marvel. Look at all these people. Look at all this. And it's like
okay.
you kind of have to earn that. But we're not. We are, as a society, as consumers of whatever,
Hmm.
we have zero patience for anything. it couldn't just be a Superman movie, unfortunately. So I mean, I'm not even saying it's the wrong thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
It couldn't just be a Superman movie because it'd be like, oh, I'm gonna watch a Superman movie. It's like, no, it has to be this far-reaching tendrils and everything sort of universe-starting epic. Because we're not patient. We're not going to wait a year and a half for the next movie,
Mm-hmm.
or the next movie, or the next movie, and then wait 5 years for them all to meet. They just don't have that sort of time anymore. Because I mean, if this movie doesn't break a certain amount of money this weekend,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be deemed a failure, and then they might reboot it again. Because that's just what they do all the time. This
Right.
is what, the third or fourth Superman in 10 years or 15 years?
The Superman Returns with Brandon Routh
Was that
was
07?
2006. Yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna around that area. So if we
Yeah.
don't
So
nail the
20
year
years we've
completely.
had 3 or 4 Superman.
Yeah, three.
How many Batman?
Well, not even this was talking about films, not even including TV and stuff. But
Sure, sure.
and I hear what you're saying as far as the tendrils and kind of like rushing into the universe when it's not earned.
Yeah.
But in the same token, that's also playing into that appeal that I was mentioning as far as it being so uh with that comic book DNA infused in the
Mhm.
movie more than any other film that I'd seen to date.
Sure.
And yet again, that leads to maybe, the confusion for some people who aren't familiar, but there is, a little bit of an appeal to that too, where I had mentioned there's no origins, not a lot of
Mhm.
backstory. You get right into the thick of it. They're dropping you right into that bucket. This is what we're all about. This is what's going to be happening here. If you dig it, hop on board. If you don't, you know which way to go. You know what I mean? So I can see it where you're coming from that perspective. You got to earn it, but I'm also seeing it from the idea of let's just get right into the middle of this immediately. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's going to make a lot of money. I mean,
Oh
I actually I
yes.
don't know if it's going to make a lot of
Oh,
money.
it will.
I don't know if it'll make its money back.
I
I mean,
guarantee it will.
the
There's a
last couple of
guarantee.
Marvel movies haven't.
Dude, this thing is going to be massive. I'm telling
Okay,
you.
I just hope it beats Fantastic Four. I don't care if this movie makes $1 and Fantastic Four makes 99 cents.
It's in the battle of the movie franchises. Hopefully Soups kicks FF's ass. The hype around this movie is just this complete tangible thing where, and this is what shocks me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
If you hop on social media, it's
You see
like
the same review. It's a triumph.
it
It's like a comic on the
everywhere.
train. It's
Everywhere.
almost as though people are having their reviews written for them.
It's crazy but here's the thing, right? So, for example, let's say Blue Sky.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be a social media outlet a lot of people use per se, but I follow a lot of comic book creators on there and some old heads too from back in the day. And for those who have seen the movie, they're raving
Mm-hmm.
about it. So, when you look at some of the creators who had worked on Superman in the past, and you assume their, you know, opinions on something are honest and genuine because really they're just comic creators. They're probably not getting a hell of a lot out of any of this. Maybe what, a free movie
Mm-hmm.
ticket, if that. If that, I bet you 99% of them had to pay for their own ticket. It's hard enough for some of these creators to even get comps, for crying out loud. Um, but okay, so it's one thing to hear them say positive things, but then yes, all your major news
The
outlets,
shills.
yeah, thank you. The
Mm-hmm.
shills out there are just, of course, as you said, a
Shilling.
triumph. The
Mm-hmm.
best Superman movie ever. David Corn Sweat is the reincarnation of Christopher
Oh yeah.
Reeve. The whole
Brought
nine
tears
yards.
of joy. Yeah,
There you
I've
go.
seen like 7,000 tweets in Blue Sky, whatever the frigs. Same thing.
Right.
Same damn thing.
Yeah. See, I was more swayed yet again by various comic book creators commenting on
Mm-hmm.
it. So I was like, okay. Like, just for example, Jerry Ordway is raving
Mm-hmm.
about this movie. Something must be right with it. No one knows Superman more than freaking the Ordster, right? I mean, what are they giving him? What does he get out of it? Yeah, I
Who
mean, I
knows?
don't know. But
Who
still,
knows?
I only brought that up initially just for the fact that with that kind of mass approval of such a thing,
Mm-hmm.
summertime blockbuster, it's gonna go nuclear. You know what I
We'll
mean?
see.
I'll put money on that, baby. I'm
I'm
giving
not
out a lot.
betting shit, but I
I'm,
mean,
I'm giving out a
I,
lot of guarantees on this show.
that's great. But I mean,
Yeah,
like the last like 3 or 4 Marvel movies didn't make their money back
yeah,
after the fact. So who knows?
right.
There is such a thing as fatigue. No matter how much people are hyping things. I mean, the last Captain America movie was supposed to be the biggest ever. It was not. They changed the name of Thunderbolts. Still didn't do anything. I mean, I don't know. I've been hoping we've been at the end of this cycle for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
really don't know.
I'm sure Superman's going to be flying high and doing
Mm,
just fine. So, whether the quality of the film could be in question, or you got people like me who enjoyed it, yet
mm.
still can find little faults in it that
Sure.
could be, little tweaks that could be improved. Um, yeah, I think this thing is going to be a big deal, and money will be coming and freaking, back up the Brinks truck, back it up, and just drop it into James Gunn's lap because Superman is going to be freaking massive, massive, massive. And then, I guess just before I change gears on
Mm,
that whole thing, the acting performances were good. This guy I just mentioned, David Cornsweet, he was very believable as Superman. I liked how
mm,
they portrayed his character and his morality and everything else. The actress who played Lois Lane, great. Lex Luthor was fantastic. So there's a lot to
mm.
like as far as the actors putting their all as well into the film. So there we go, and that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Especially since you just started yawning.
Oh, I mean,
Too
I was
much
never going to
movie
have much to
talk.
say about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go. And I didn't mention it earlier, but Jurassic World Rebirth also very good. I had a good time. So I'm lucky because
I've never seen a single Jurassic Park.
this is wrong on every level known to man. Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, what a franchise, baby.
Mm,
Impressive, wild, great stuff, I tell you. But
there you go.
yeah, man, for someone who doesn't go to movies very often, and there's many times I have gone to movies and I've just left and gone, man, I have been swindled, ripped off beyond belief. I've been pickpocketed here.
Mhm.
I didn't feel that way with either film I saw over the
So
last
you're
couple
going to
of
see
years.
Fantastic Four?
No, I am not. Now it's funny you should mention that. I think
Hmm.
the Marvel fatigue is in fact real, especially for me knowing that it's going to be on Disney Plus, within a few months or 5 6 months anyway.
Hmm.
Um, and plus, seeing the trailers and the bits that I've seen, the little teasers and what have you, I haven't been very impressed with the
Hmm.
concept they're putting behind Fantastic Four.
I don't know anything about it. I just know the cast. That's about it.
Well, one thing that kind of drove me nuts, and I
Hmm.
was talking about it today after we saw the trailer prior to Superman, they don't change Ben Grimm's voice. So when he's transformed into the thing, he still
Hmm.
has the same,
Same
vocal
voice.
tones. Yeah,
Oh, so he's not like gruff and
no,
grumbly or
no.
huh?
And I find that a little off for some reason. Just
Yeah.
thinking you've been transformed completely into a being made of stone, yet your vocal
Your
cords
voice is the
came out,
same.
yeah, unharmed and completely intact. I thought that was a little strange, but
Is
who
it a
knows?
famous guy known for his voice?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
So, but even then, the whole concept is like, okay, it's cool. I'm not spoiling anything here. Everybody knows it's going to be Galactus, um, Silver Surfer, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Set more in like a '60s vibe.
Hmm.
But I've mentioned this many times to many of folks. If you really want to see a outstanding Fantastic Four movie, go watch the Disney Pixar movie, The Incredibles, and you
Hmm.
will be satisfied because if you took that movie and you just inserted the Fantastic Four, you'd be wowed and delighted that's what you received as
Hmm.
a film starring Marvel's first family. So
Hmm.
yeah. But yeah, not gonna go see that. I think the only other movie we have planned that we will in fact go see in the theaters will be in December because my son is a huge fan of the Avatar franchise.
There's another
So
one. What's happening?
what's that?
There's a second Avatar happening?
A third.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So this will be the third one
Mm.
coming out in December.
Oh,
Yeah.
but I mean that the first one came out what, '09?
It was a long time ago,
Yeah, so
yes.
I mean they're not it's not like they're crapping them out. That's good.
No, the second one came out a few years ago, I think it was.
Okay.
But yeah, and they're cool movies.
Mhm.
When I'm talking about the movies I'm going out to see, whether it's Jurassic World, Superman, or eventually Avatar, we're not
Mhm.
looking for the deepest, most profound
Sure.
cinema ever produced known to man, but just fun, silly,
Yeah, why not?
easygoing stuff you can just munch some popcorn and have a good time with. So that was the case here. Even though I one last thing, I swear to God, one last thing was, anytime you go to movies now, here's another phenomenon you're probably not aware of: the merch sold
Hmm.
in a movie theater. Um,
Mm,
Popcorn buckets, cups, things of that nature. They always have to outdo themselves,
okay.
next level. The Superman merch,
It's a dog bowl, right?
this is plenty of it.
Uh-huh.
But just a couple examples of what we saw today was, the popcorn bucket happened to be a Daily Planet, like a newspaper dispenser.
Hmm.
Remember, like back in the old days, put a
Sure, sure.
25 cents in, get rid of your
Yeah.
paper. But the
Open your
cup,
door. Yeah.
right? The cup was a basically the insignia of the chest and a cape on it. And it,
Hmm.
it seemed like a pretty sturdy cup. And the reason why I know it's fairly sturdy was my friend Beto bought it to
Uh-huh.
the tune of $25. And we're, we're in the concession line. I said to my son, Chris,
Did it come full at least?
actually, no.
Okay.
You could have had it filled, but he just wanted
Oh,
it
okay.
in a bad
He just
way.
wanted the cup itself. Okay.
Yeah,
But I mean, it could have had soda in it or
yeah,
whatever
he
the hell.
right.
All
He
right.
could have. I mean, mind you, they don't clean it, so God knows what kind of dust and dander is probably sitting in that
Mhm.
cup, albeit sealed in a bag. Um,
Sure.
but when we first went to concessions, I said to my son, "Hey, you want any of this stuff?" Because I wanted to have a good time, And
Yeah.
part of that when having a kid is just buying crap.
Okay.
It makes him happy, and he looks at it, he goes, "Dad, that's a little bit too expensive for a cup. I'm not down with that." And
Wow.
I go, "You
A
are my
kid said
son.
that.
You
Yes.
are my son. The milkman need not apply."
So
you
so
know.
merch. So merch at the movie theater for a
Mhm.
comic book movie. Were there any comics there?
No.
Oh.
Actually, you know what? No, wait, 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 wait. We did
Oh.
see when we were leaving, someone had a comic produced by IMAX that
Mhm.
said Superman on it. But at that point in time, we're just trying to get outside,
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
we didn't stop to investigate. But I think there
Okay.
might have been like a little freebie comic floating around, but
Mm.
an IMAX thing.
Okay. Okay.
Saying that, I couldn't tell you if it was 2 pages or 24. I don't know.
Or
I
it could
didn't.
have just been a catalog.
It could have been, I don't know, a pamphlet.
Yeah.
You know.
But every comic store I went to the past 2 weeks has had Superman posters in their windows
That's
for the
right.
movie.
This is
So
something we've discussed
it's
quite
that
a bit.
one-way trip.
Yeah, we can't
Yeah.
seem to put our finger on how
Yeah.
to meld both together
Yeah.
and be like this symbiotic relationship that benefits
Imagine.
both parties. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know. So I don't think a solution for that is anywhere in sight. Um,
No, 'cause they don't need one.
so you might as well go spend $25 on a Superman cup.
Nah.
It's a cool cup, but $25 is a wee bit steep if you ask me.
Mm.
Plus, I mean, we all know this is one of the things when I was complaining about everything under the sun about sitting in the movie theater prior to the movie. You had mentioned concessions is just something we all accept as a general
Yeah,
rule.
it's a grift. We know it, and we
So
let it happen to us.
tack another $25 on that or what have you.
Mm.
That's like, whoa, you must really want that cup. And to Beto's defense, he was just like, I'm having a good time.
Mhm.
You go to a concert, you buy an overpriced T-shirt for the band, you do whatever. So I'm here at the movie. I bought the overpriced cup.
Mm.
I'm like, hey man, you
Hey,
know,
you do you.
hey, whatever you want to
Yeah.
do. Exactly. It's your money, however you want to spend it. So right on.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, I didn't influence you enough to go see the movie. So,
That's not on you, though.
maybe it is. Maybe it is.
No.
If I
No,
ever,
'cause I mean, I bet you I couldn't influence a single person in that theater to go to a comic book store.
touche. Right. Well, I was going to say my
So
career
I'm
is,
I'm not worried about the movie industry going away. I'm worried about the comic industry going away.
yeah. Well, I wanted to be an influencer on Instagram. That's just been thrown in the garbage. That's over. That ain't happening now. So you're the first roadblock for me to
Sorry.
overcome. And listen, man, if you're the nut I could crack, I could
Oh, yeah, you could do anything at
I
that
could
point.
sell anybody
Yeah.
anything, anyhow, anywhere, you
Mhm.
name it. So maybe
Yep.
that day will
You
come.
could sell ice at the Arctic. Yeah.
You know what? I might have something that'll tickle your fancy. What do you think about, because you like Dexter,
Mhm.
John Lithgow?
I like John Lithgow.
Okay. Now imagine John Lithgow living in Seattle
Mhm.
and he adopts a Bigfoot he hit with his car. What do you say to that, my friend?
Where's Harry at?
Harry and the Hendersons. Would you buy that if I sold that to you?
I might have seen it.
Oh, damn. I'm
Yeah,
a little late on that by, a
yeah.
few
I like
decades.
I like the comic better.
Okay, there you
Yeah.
go. Yeah. The television series was fantastic. The movie, I don't know,
You
man.
know, the TV series went like something like 4 or 5 seasons.
Yeah, yeah, well,
Ridiculous.
it was pretty
And
popular for its
and
time.
the poor guy who played Harry died like halfway through the first season.
Did he?
Yeah,
I was not aware of that.
yeah. They had,
Wow.
I guess, they had a different Harry halfway through or early in,
Well,
because the Harry from the movie was in the he played Harry in the show.
yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
Goes to show you, like mascots and stuff, they don't get enough respect.
they don't.
You know,
They don't
they,
because I didn't say his name. I just said the guy who
the
played
guy.
Harry.
Yeah. But there's an anonymous man
Hmm.
sweating his ass off in a suit. He's dead. He's
He's
gone.
gone.
And we
I didn't
just
even know he was sick.
Yeah, exactly. They just
Yeah.
shove someone else. Hey, how tall are you, pal? Yeah, throw some
Will
lifts
you
on.
will you wear lifts? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We're putting you in this freaking Chewbacca suit, and you're going out there and playing the freaking Bigfoot.
You're the
Enough said.
Sasquatch now.
That's right, baby. So, yeah. All right. So, promoting comics, talking about
Mhm.
comics, loving comics. Why don't we move on now to some comics? Is
Hey,
that would that be good enough for you, there, Mister Man?
it'd be okay.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I read some comics that were, we didn't do a show for the 4th of July.
No, no.
Um and I read a book that I was actually specifically wanting to review for the
Mhm.
4th of July or give my opinions on because it's patriotic. So I don't know if you want to get into that now or maybe some of your digs. Do you want to kind of like switch gears a little bit and talk?
Oh,
You
whatever
know,
you want to do is good
let
with
your
me.
well, I mean, you were exercising with your fingers, finding some material.
I was.
So you know what?
I
Let's hop into
was.
that first, because that
Okay.
talking about things that are earned. You know
Mhm,
what I mean?
mhm.
You put in that sweat equity,
I
went out,
did.
hit the streets, brick and mortar, baby,
Mhm,
and brought
mhm.
something home.
Oh yeah,
So let's see
yeah.
what you got. What do you have for us, my friend?
I walked into a wall of funk because it was very, very hot.
Oh
And,
yes.
and it's funny. I've been like watching our older stuff
Hmm.
um, while I'm working. I just
Okay.
have like my phone down, and I'm just like, because I wanted to have a comprehensive list of all our put a pin in it. It's which
Yes.
actually, before we get into comic talk,
Okay.
one of the first things we were going to put a pin in is you and I had a disagreement on a gentleman who we recently lost.
Oh yes. Jeez Louise, what a week
We
off
went to
for
talk
two.
about him. Yeah, we meant to talk about him last week. We lost
Oh,
Jim Shooter.
there you go. Thank you for remembering and bringing that up
Yeah,
again. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, Jim Shooter, like him or hate him, he was a big deal. He
Yeah.
was important. Um, and you and I didn't agree on him last year when
Hmm.
he came up in conversation. We don't really need to go into that, but important guy.
Mm.
Hell of a story. Started writing comics at like what 12 or 13 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. When he
Working
was a
for
kid.
yeah, who was he working for? Weisinger?
It might have been he did some of those, let's say, the action comics.
Yeah, he
He
introduced Parasite.
Parasite, yeah,
He
exactly.
wrote
So
Legion.
he was, yeah, just a little whippersnapper
Yeah,
working on that stuff.
insanity.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a guy who just like lived, ate, drank, breathed
Right.
comics his entire life. Like he had a blog that he used to maintain. I think he stopped maintaining it when he had an idea to maybe write a book.
Hmm.
Um, what is his assistant or his friend Janet Jackson? Not that Janet Jackson, a different Janet Jackson.
Okay.
Um, she was like his web mistress, I guess. Like she would upload his blog posts and whatnot and comment and stuff. And I don't know if they were gonna like maybe collaborate and put a book together because he does have a very fascinating story. But the blog he had was incredible, and I actually referred to it a lot when I wrote a piece on the Hank Pym slap because Jim Shooter wrote that issue,
Hmm.
and it was the subject of controversy, obviously, and
Very much.
also a bit of a rumor and innuendo as to how it became what it became and what it was originally intended to be and how exactly the slap was supposed to go and if it was just a get out of my way or a that sort of thing.
Right.
um but there was just like a treasure trove of information there.
Hmm.
All stuff from I mean, he was posting like documents from like Cadence and all the companies that owned Marvel at that time, because Marvel was just like a hot product, like a hot potato.
Mm-hmm.
It was just jumping and jumping and jumping. And Shooter was acting. He was the editor in chief, of course, but he was also like an executive, like a liaison between the money men and the creatives, and it was a very hard line to walk. At least from the sounds of it, it seemed like nobody liked this guy. Like he was just the intrinsic enemy. All the creatives are like, "This guy's an asshole," and the executives are like, "Hey, give it to this asshole."
Yeah.
So it's like he had like there was no winning for this poor guy.
Right.
And then he gets ousted, and then he tries to start companies, and then they get screwed with, and he gets ousted from them, and just such a like it's like he was falling up the stairs somehow at the toward the end of his career, or not even the end of his career, but the end of his career during the speculator era, I suppose,
Okay.
because he did come back to do things. He did write the Legion again for DC. Boy, probably 2007, 2008, in stories that like made no sense because they didn't tell him what they wanted. So it's like a story that's held up as just being almost nonsense. It's what closed out the volume that Mark Wade started. I don't know if they call that one the three boot, maybe whatever the hell they call it. It's Legion. It's all Interlac to me. I don't. I think Interlac is a Legion thing.
Dude, yeah. Legion is like the most
Mhm.
foreign. We've talked about this ad
Yeah,
nauseum. Like for us, you
we
might as
have.
well be speaking a foreign language when you bring
Oh yeah,
Legion. It's like what?
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. But yeah, Shooter, just a hell of a career. Um, Still a divisive guy, but I mean, I got to respect him for everything he did for the industry and just sticking to his guns and just trying to walk that line and trying to make the trains go on time. You know, um, that doesn't make for the best comics all the time, but it's weird. When we criticize comics, then or now,
Hmm.
it's such a weird inferiority complex we have, where it's like, oh, this comic wasn't very good, and it's like the knee jerk reaction to that is, what do you expect? It's a comic book. And I feel like everything that I'm a fan of gets that sort of treatment. It's like, oh man, that wrestling show sucked. What do you expect? It's wrestling. Oh, Days of Our Lives sucks. What do you expect? It's a soap opera. It's like, well, I expect good. I mean, I'm investing time, I'm investing money. I want good. What do you expect? It's a comic book.
Yeah.
But I mean, some of the comics during his tenure were definitely, in Todd McFarlane parlance, shit out to make sure they get out on time. But I think he did a lot right in trying to get the ducks in a row and trying to remove the writer editor credit, because that is such a silly credit. It's like writer editor Marv Wolfman. You wrote it and then edited it yourself. So who confirmed your continuity? You did. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So he did a lot to separate, the powers a bit. Um, and I think back then editors did a little bit more than they do now, as in they actually read the books that they were editing,
Oh yes.
and
Yes,
maybe
indeed.
actually told the people who wrote them that, hey, this isn't quite right, or hey, you misspelled this. But we don't get that anymore. But I was always hopeful that there'd be some sort of something that Marvel would do for Shooter.
Hmm.
You know, Pollyannish for sure. Because I mean, Stan Lee passed away, and he got less press than when the guy who played Black Panther passed away from Marvel. So I don't think Jim Shooter ranks anywhere. So
Well, nowadays, you get a page. This is what you receive, a
sure.
page. I know.
Oh yeah.
I haven't gotten my latest shipment of comics yet, but I read that the most recent issues of DC. We'll
Peter
have you
David.
correct. Yes, a
Yeah,
Peter David tribute.
sure.
Yeah, it's tough because what really would be fitting for whether it's a creator, editor,
Mhm.
whatever the case may be, for someone who's passed away, who's entrenched inside the industry.
Sure.
Is a page even adequate? Is that just more than just a simple nod? Who's to say? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Where the tribute would start or end, and being of value. Um, but just to say on Shooter, when you had initially told me we disagreed on him, I was like,
Yeah.
oh no, because I don't remember what I said, and I was like, oh crap, because the man's passed away. I hopefully I didn't say anything terrible about him.
It wasn't terrible. I think we just disagree on his value.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about editors. We were talking about continuity. We were talking about protecting the characters. And I said we need someone like Jim Shooter. And you said no, we don't.
Yeah. Well, really, I think I'm not trying to like back up my opinion at the
Hmm.
time, but to just kind of like to reformulate a new one, knowing that I was kind of like the contrarian to our conversation
Hmm.
with the way things are done now. The stories of Jim Shooter are, yes, okay, like you said, keeping all the ducks in a row, keeping people
Hmm.
in line, but it was always like story, 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 continuity, continuity, continuity. The famous memo he sent out about
Hmm.
characters appearing in other books. Like
Hmm.
everything has to be streamlined and make sense to the audience. You don't want to be picking up one issue and just off the top of my head, Namor is doing something in one issue and then completely opposite in the next issue, or maybe the timelines. Like, how could
Hmm.
he be here and there at the same time? Like, I
Sure.
mean, he was nailing it down.
Hmm.
That is of no use today. No one
Well, I mean,
cares today. You know what
we
I
have
mean?
like we've got issues of X-Men where Rogue is dead, and that same week in Avengers, she's alive.
Right. Okay.
So it's
So,
like those are two extremes, of course,
right.
but
Do we
it's like
would we
there
need
has to be
him?
somewhere.
Right. Would we need someone like that for guys like us? Yes.
Hmm.
Bring us Jim Shooter as an editor. Put him in charge of the company, the EIC. Go for it, man, because we would
Or
like to
just as a
have that.
continuity cop.
We'd
Yeah.
like to have that back in our lives, in our books.
Hmm.
But I don't think, and interestingly enough, some of the creators I seen comment after his passing often said, "Man, he was a pain in the ass. My God, did I get into fights with that guy?" But
Hmm.
he really cared about story. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think
Hmm.
getting into a confrontation with your editor, having someone be that hard on you,
Hmm.
that's days gone by. Like people now, employees now wouldn't be able to handle that.
I
You know what
mean,
I
then
mean?
they have their echo chambers now.
Yeah, it just wouldn't
It would
translate.
be it would be a disaster.
Right.
It would be a bomb.
No, he would be sitting in human resources
Oh yeah.
immediately. You know what I mean? Like, so my thing here is, yes, we need him. It'd be great to have someone like him, but I do not think he would work in today's comic book climate.
No,
That's
no,
my
you
thing.
would not.
Yeah,
No,
it
you
wouldn't
absolutely
fit.
wouldn't.
So
Yeah.
many props to the man, much respect to the man for what he accomplished.
Hmm.
Um, there's another thing I read about him. I forgot who it was, so I can't cite the originator of the comment
Hmm.
about his thing about a character's legs being shown and feet in panels.
Hmm.
And the line that he gave was, "How do we know they're not wearing roller skates?" You know what I mean? Because if you can't show the full body of a character,
Sure.
what's stopping the consumer or audience from assuming that they're just rocking a pair of rollerblades, man? Like you wanted all these little nitpicky things, I
Sure.
suppose,
Sure.
to be done and completed, which may seem unnecessary to maybe even a vast majority of people, but that those little details
Hmm.
and things
That's
like that,
care. Yeah.
it's amazing. It's like, seriously, he was
And by the
busting your
way,
balls over that.
we're
Wow.
both wearing roller skates right now.
Indeed, we are. Yes,
Hmm.
as a matter of
I'm
fact.
just wearing one.
You know what's funny? I was going to say the same exact thing. I'm just wearing one, and you don't know what extremity it is currently on.
Hmm.
Okay, you just
Red Hot
don't
Chili
know.
Peppers. Yep.
Here we go. Yes. Uh, but yeah, I think another huge important thing to remember about Jim Shooter is he was the understudy to, in fact, fill the hairy Bigfoot suit should that second actor dad died during the filming because
It's
he was
true.
a
He was on deck.
massive,
He is
large,
very
tall
large.
guy. Yes.
Hmm.
So he would have fit into that suit perfectly.
Oh yeah.
Looming large
He
did
might have been
the
too
Jim
tall.
Shooter do. Yes, in
Yeah.
fact. So I'm glad you brought him up.
Yeah.
You
And I mean,
know,
Marvel just finished running facsimiles of Secret Wars.
mm,
Or maybe they finished it a while ago. I know I still see them on the racks.
sure.
So I don't know if they're still coming out or if they could be 3 years old from this point. But I mean, his work is still in print.
Yeah.
Like it's still. I don't know how evergreen you'd consider something like Secret Wars, but it's out and people were buying it,
Hmm.
or they were printing it at least. A lot of stacks of them at the store, but they were shipped to stores recently.
Right.
So
It's always evergreen to a speculator standpoint.
absolutely.
Okay, that's that's the key here.
How much
Yeah.
plastic can I stick that under?
Yeah, exactly. So there you have it. So yeah,
Yeah,
rest in peace, Jim Shooter. I mean, we've
absolutely.
lost a lot of luminaries over the
Dude,
years.
it's been like an epidemic of late.
Mm,
It's like when did we lose Giffen? That was like a year ago.
I want to say about a year, give or take. Yep.
Yeah, I feel like every few months the DC has a page in there.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and we'll have Peter David this month.
it's a bum out. It's totally a
Yeah, it
bum out.
sure is.
Even some of the smaller, lesser known creators and stuff. It just comes with age, and we
Yeah,
always say fans of
it's
our
inevitable.
vintage,
It's inevitable.
yeah, exactly. It's just the way
We're
it goes
losing
now.
our luminaries.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah,
Yeah. So it's
yeah,
unfortunate, part of life, and the only thing we can do is mention them, and cite
sure.
them for their successes and what
Yeah.
they did well, you
Hmm.
know. And in the case of Jim Shooter, there's a lot that was done well, and a lot
Hmm.
of agitation apparently given to the people who worked under him. But alas,
Yeah.
you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs
No, you
sometimes,
got a
right?
job to do, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
you're tasked with the impossible. You have to make the impossible possible.
Yeah. Plate's got to spin somehow, baby.
Hmm.
Somehow, some way. So there you have it. Um,
Indeed.
Now I do want to get into your digs and see what
Yeah.
you found, but before we do so,
Uh-huh.
um, because I always wait so late to bring this up. At least I feel like we're almost at like a midway point here, so maybe it's a little safer, and I
Mhm.
won't be accused of being a jerk for not bringing up the other contributors to our humble little program. Now, unfortunately, he is not here today, but Bada is still away on assignment because we gave him a task for the
A hell of
ages.
an assignment.
Dude, it's so hard. He has contacted me a few times. He is angry, upset with me, and might never return due to
He's
the
thinking of
range.
unionizing.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be an AI unionizing, and Badabot will be leading the charge against the Bada
Mhm.
Bin show. Chris Yu, who we'll get to later, who always
Mhm.
sends us
Mhm.
wonderful correspondence
True
each and
that.
every week to comment on our episodes. He is also a member of our program. And then, last but most definitely not least, hopefully behind you there, you have a feathered friend of ours that
Fine, feathered
goes.
friend.
There we go. That goes by the name of the Bada Bird.
Bird up.
See if I got that right.
Oh yes, boy, did you ever! Right on time, baby.
Mhm.
Yeah, there he is, flying high again.
Yeah.
Nice one,
Yeah.
Bada Bird.
And Chip Zdarsky's writing them now, so that's
Oh,
good.
is he?
Yeah.
We'll talk more about Zdarsky later.
Yeah, yeah.
During my little opinion piece on
Faux
some
show.
recent comics read. But in
Mhm.
while we wait for that to come hot off the press into your browser, let's
Yes.
see what you picked up recently.
Certainly. Certainly. Yes, I went to a 4th of July sale,
There we go. I like the
and
sound of that.
yeah, it was a dollar sale at
Ooh,
one of the local
yes.
shops. Everything in the store that was $5 or less, that's new or back issues, was
Mm-hmm.
$1.
Oh, you're speaking my language, baby.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. So I did some digging,
Let's see.
and I came across a lot of stuff that I've been looking for. Actually, I it's one of those projects I'll never do. I'm going to say that a lot because a lot of these things are about projects I'll never do. Showcase the ones from the '90s here. I have all but two of them now because they did showcase '93 through '96, 12 issues apiece, of course, one per month. And Yeah, so that's the ones I found here. I think I only need two from 1995 now. Um, the one I was worried about finding was that first appearance, Peter David. It was the first appearance of the Peter David Supergirl, uh, or something something to that effect. And that's the one I was like, oh, that's going to be the one that's going to cost me money. It's going to be the one that cost me like actual folding money. But no, I found that one ages ago. It was just in a 50-cent bin somewhere. Speaking of Peter David, I'm still trying to finish his Aquaman run. So we got some of his Aquaman run with with one of your favorite artists' names to say,
California.
Calafiore.
Jimmy California.
Yeah,
When the moon hits your eye like a bigger piece of pie, that's California. Sorry.
Guy Califiore.
You call him Guy?
Yeah, why not?
His
We
name's
can we
Jim.
can amalgamate. We can amalgamate them.
He's
Guy
Jimmy.
Fieri and Jim Jay. What's
don't
his face?
don't smear the poor man like that. You know, I think his talents are far above trash can nachos. Okay.
And Huckleberry.
Yeah, exactly.
He ain't no Huckleberry.
No, he is
Um,
absolutely not.
I'm your huckleberry.
I've been trying to get fill in my Deathstroke runs here, and I think $1 is a decent price for these. Uh, I was subscribed to these during the early months of Rebirth because I got like a bundle from DCBS where it's like get everything Rebirth for something like 60% off. So it would have been cheaper to just get the bundle than actually pick the ones I wanted because I was getting most of them anyway. So I got that there. And what are your thoughts on this?
The corner box or lack
Yeah,
thereof.
it looks so cheap, don't it?
I hate it.
It's awful.
I hate it. I mean,
Awful.
you gotta put a character's head or
Or
a
something,
little.
or even if it was just the bullet or the swoosh or something. But this is horrible.
Yeah, no, it's yucky. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
it makes it look so cheap.
Not a fan.
Like even the lousy drape is better than that. Not by much,
Yeah, that's pretty close,
but
bud.
yeah, don't like it.
Yeah, no sir.
Some Green Arrow from the third volume, featuring our friend Judd Winick. A random issue of Impulse.
Okay.
A couple of old Mr. Miracles.
Nice.
Yeah, I was surprised those were only $1 each because like Mr. Miracle's a weird one in the bins now. When I was collecting Mr. Miracle in earnest, they were dollar books,
Uh-huh.
and now, I mean, those had a $5 price tag on them, but I got them for $1. Now it's like because I bought Mr. Miracle #1 for like $12, and now that thing is in the triple digits, and that was
Really?
not very long ago. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, I've seen it on the wall for like $200.
That's
And I
nuts,
paid
man.
like 12. Yeah.
Nuts.
I grabbed an issue of Secret Origins. These shops, if you try to go pre-crisis, it's very, very sparse nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Used to be that there'd be a ton. Now it's just not much at all. So if I see anything pre-crisis, like, oh, okay, I'll pick it up. Picked up a random issue of Gotham Knights because it was there.
Okay.
I think when I went, I couldn't really find much because it was very, very crowded. It's like the only day where people go to the comic store because everything's $1. So a lot of folks just like sitting on the ground, like going through. Like there was a dude there.
Oh boy.
I crap you not.
Okay.
Do you ever? I hope you never done this. He pulls it out of the bin and does this.
No.
He's going through. He hasn't bought the damn thing yet, and he's sitting in the middle of an aisle, blocking off because this is like the bins are over here and over here. He's here, sitting, flipping through to make sure all the pages are pristine. And it's like, dude, nobody can get into any of these bins here. And I don't think you're supposed to take them out of the bag.
You're not.
No.
Now, but we've talked in the past.
Like, if you want to see what's inside it, bring it to the counter.
Right. But I mean, I've taken it upon myself to take a book out of the bag and board, but I don't flip through the pages. I might give it a quick inspection and I treat it with severe care.
Sure.
Like I'm holding that
because
thing like
you might not buy
babe.
it. Exactly. You might not buy it.
And even then, it's not like I stop immediately when I see it, I add it to my stack.
Mhm.
And then when I'm leaving and before I make my financial
Move off to
decisions,
the side.
exactly. And I might
Yeah.
go, and usually it's not at a comic book store. It might be
Mhm.
at like a half price books
Sure.
or like a
Any odd place.
some place where I
Sure.
know it might be a little more questionable of quality. And that
Yeah.
actually happened to me today. There was like an
Mhm.
issue of She-Hulk, and thank
Mhm.
God I took it out of the bag because it had like water stains on the back.
Mm.
And it was like a $3 thing. So I'm like, I'll wait. I'll
Sure,
hold off on
sure.
that. But yet again, that was one where I delicately took it out of the bag before I was about to
Mhm.
check out. Oh no, 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 no. And I put it back and there we have it.
That's
So
right.
flipping through the pages, no,
Mhm.
that's like you, and that's the other thing that drives me insane because
Yeah.
I do that Biff Tannen method when I read my own comics,
Sure, sure.
as to not get to get fingerprints on the damn thing.
Mhm.
So to know someone's like flipping it open, cracking that spine or whatever,
Oh, yeah.
woo-hoo.
Nutty.
Yeah, very.
Absolute nut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I wanted to text you so bad when I was online there because I'm checking out, and the guy in front of me, he's a regular customer of this shop. I don't have a box anywhere because
Mm-hmm.
I do, new books or mail order because I couldn't afford them otherwise, or I wouldn't afford them otherwise.
Right.
I'm not paying. Hey, we'll cover the tax if you buy it here. No, no.
Yeah.
Um, but the store was crowded. It's this one dude who's at the register. It's me, and there's like 6 or 7 people behind me. And he wants to talk about his pull list. He's like, "Can you tell me what's on my pull list?" It's like, today ain't the day for that, pal.
Yeah. Right.
Like, come in any other day because you'll be the only person here. I've been in that store where I'm the only person there. It's not hard, but he's holding up over a half dozen of us and more people coming so he could talk about his pull. And he goes, "I want to make sure." This is what I want. I wanted to record this.
Uh huh.
He's like, "Do I still have Batman on my pull?" And the girl behind the counter is like, and she was like, "Oh, come on, guy, you got to go."
Right.
But she sits down anyway because, like, I guess customer service, right?
Sure.
And she's like, "Yes, you still have it." She's like, "But they're restarting it soon. Do you still want it after that, or do you just want Hush?" And he goes, "I just want Hush."
Hey. Oh.
And I'm like, "I found him." I, I, it was like a unit. It was like Harry and the Hendersons. It was like a Sasquatch. I didn't think they existed.
Oh my God! It's yeah. To take a line from Harry and the Hendersons, you've seen plenty of pigeons in your life. Have you ever seen a baby pigeon? They have to exist,
Mm,
right? But you never see them. Well,
you
now
never
we
do.
know that. Jeez
Someone who is
Louise.
dropping the book with Fraction,
Mm.
but wants Hush. And when he said that, she goes, "So good, right?"
Oh boy.
I, I, it's, uh,
I don't know what to say, man. I really think that if you had stood up for yourself and your, core and your beliefs, you would have said, "I don't give a goddamn if these are only $1. Bam, I'm out of here.
mhm.
I can't deal with you suckers anymore." Hush
I
Two is
could,
great. Oh my god! But
so good, right?
so good, so good.
Huh?
Yeah, you
What
should.
book are you reading?
Maybe you should have just piped them and been like, "Well, if I had my druthers, I'll tell you that damn Hush Two would not even exist." Okay.
Which maybe I met Geek Dad.
Yeah, right.
It was a Geek Dad drive-by.
Yeah, it could have been. Oh, geez, that's the
Oh,
worst. Oh my god.
yeah, so he wants Batman pulled from his pull list
Yeah,
when Fraction comes on.
but that's not a drive-by Geek Dad because Geek Dad don't pay for his books. You know that,
That's
right?
true.
He needs those PDFs, fresh
The
PDFs for
watermark.
free.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got the watermark PDF. Do
I'm
not share.
I'm giving tens
Uh,
out of tens all day, baby, as long as I get my free
good
PDFs. Yeah.
grief.
Well, that is
Um,
something. That's quite the experience. I don't
yeah,
know.
and I got a few more here.
Okay, groovy. Let's see the books and let's get away from the whole Hush 2 scenario as fast
Now,
as humanly possible.
well, this might be worse.
Oh boy.
Because I realized I had 3 of these from 50 cent bins.
Mm-hmm.
I had part 2, 3, and 4. I was missing 1 and 5,
Okay.
and I'm almost ashamed. I don't know if I should show you these or not.
Well, too late now.
Okay, I'm going to make them come up slowly.
Okay. Ooh. Oh. Hello. Isn't that something?
The prelude to the wedding.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had 3 parts of them, and I found the other 2 for $1 each. I'm like, all right.
Well,
Stupidity.
whatever. It's $1, I guess, right? I guess,
I
maybe.
guess. So I think so $2, and I paid 50 cents for the other 3. So what is that? $3.50 for the whole thing. That's less than the price of one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, they're $4 each. So yeah,
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you
that's
something.
how I'll fall asleep at night.
I and I'm sitting in the movie theater with my buddy Bado after Superman. Of course, you wait around for like the after credit scenes and all that
Hmm.
junk, right? So you see like special thanks, and there's
Hmm.
only like I couldn't give you an accurate number, just like the amount of seats in the theater, but it wasn't very long. Like special thanks to, and there's like some creators put on there, but right
Hmm.
to the bottom of the list, and he looked at it, and I looked at it, and he was like, "Dude, Tom King." And I'm like, what the hell? Why the hell are you
Wow.
special thanking Tom King for? And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, maybe it has to do with like the Supergirl movie coming out. Or I don't. I just don't want
Huh.
to think about it right now. I don't want to wonder or whatever. But
Mm,
whatever. So
okay.
yeah.
Mm.
So thankfully the movie
Um,
was over. Because if I had my druthers, I would have just got up and got the hell
Smash
out of
that
there.
cup.
That's
Yep,
right.
smash
Take
that
that
cup.
twenty
I
five
don't
dollar
care if you
cup.
only paid $25 for it.
It's going up somebody's ass. You hear me? Tom King special thanks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Um, Now another thing that I bought for a project that I will never do.
Sure.
Um, Dark Stars.
That's interesting. Very
Now
interesting.
you might ask why.
Yes.
Why would I ever buy Dark Stars? Well, it's not this issue. It's
Okay.
not this one, but
Uh,
these are important. But it's because of that issue.
Hello, my darling. Hello, my baby. Hello, my Donna
Donna Troy.
Troy. There
Yeah.
we go.
So
Yeah.
Donna Troy becomes a Dark Star, and she is in this Starfire too. So
Mm,
Titan's completionism is a disease,
it sure as hell is.
and so bought a bunch of Dark Stars. Haven't
Bada,
read them.
bada birds behind you right now is saying, geez, I'd rather have the freaking bird flu
He
than have
might.
that Titan's completionism. Geez
Mhm.
Louise. There's no ointment for that? There's
There
no
ain't a cream.
balm?
No bomb. The
No
maestro won't
creams?
give me a bomb for that.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, the maestro did not tell me to get the bomb.
Ooh, ooh.
Uh, then on a Sunday,
Mm,
I went to another shop, and it's a shop I haven't been to in about a year.
okay.
Um, it's like on the like I live in the northwest part of the valley here, where everything that I do is usually east and south. So I go this way on the map. Um, there's one shop way out here that I used to I used to go out there a couple like once or twice a month. I had something to do out there, so I would pop in on this shop. And the last time I was in this shop was for I think it was a dollar sale, and I think I was texting you at the time when I was digging because it was like nothing. It was I've talked about this store before where they really it's not a big bang store necessarily
Right.
where they don't have any back issues, but all their back issues are like rebirth and newer.
Okay.
So it's like, not much there, not much there to dig through. And so when I stopped in there for that, I don't remember if it was a dollar sale or an 80% off sale. It was something ridiculous. So I went and like just to not leave empty handed, I think I bought like 2 issues of Justice League Incarnate. It's like it's like, okay, I bought something. But I haven't been there in a year because that was around the 4th of July last year. And so it's like, oh, I'll give them a shot again. And because I on their Facebook page every Saturday they have a few pictures of back issues that they're adding to their stock, and it's usually higher end stuff, or like they'll do like theme months, which is great when it's something that I'm looking for. But I think like the last like month and a half, it's been all Deadpool, and it's like, well, all the Deadpool that I want, I have, and all the Deadpool I don't want. So don't need to even venture out that way. This time they had an odd book in there that I found almost the entire run of in a 50-cent bin around the time of the new 52, and right before the new 52, at the brightest day, I think. And they were all 50-cent books. But then I never found this book again because I needed 4 issues. They had 3 of them there in this picture. I'm like, oh God, I haven't even thought about that book in a long time. And it's a book we've talked about very briefly as a post-crisis, boring but good book. In one of my rewatches of our show, we were talking about books that like felt comfortable but were very, very boring. And I think Jody Yurden wrote in to mention this one, and it was Captain Atom. So I needed 4 issues, and I found 3 of them, including the final issue. It is the most money I've ever paid for an issue of Captain Atom. I think they were like $4 each. Um, uh, and when I went in there, I'm like, yeah, there's still one more I need. I told the guy at the register, and he's like, oh, we have it. I'm like, no, you don't. It's not back there. He's like, no, I guarantee you we have it. Like, okay, what is it? And he's like, it's the one where Death shows up, because there's an issue of Captain Atom where Death from the Sandman shows up. And I'm like, no, I got that one. He's like, you got that one in a 50-cent bin? I say, nobody cared about it back then. Nobody cared about it until they knew about it, because nobody knew that it was in there until, there was a little uproar about it online. So got that one. But so I still need the one issue. I might prioritize it as part of the next warehouse sale. See if they
Okay.
have it in the stacks. Then I did buy one book that I did pay folding money for, and it is the first appearance of Silver St. Cloud in Detective Comics here. And I learned something in buying this, because I thought this was the first part of the Englehart Rogers run. And in fact, it's not. It's the last issue before the Englehart Rogers run starts. This is Englehart and Walt Simonson. So this was like, I think, $12. So it's like, I want to get all the books from that era.
Right
It's
on.
not one I see. So I thought it was a pretty cool find.
Yeah, man.
And, and those were my finds.
I dig it. I dig
Yeah.
it a lot. I
Yeah.
actually, 4th of July, you would send me a text like, "You intend on digging today?" And I was like, "Nope, no plans on that. Me and the family are hanging out, and I'm not going to subject them to my hunting because my family gets severely annoyed when I dig because
We're bored. Yeah.
that and because I don't speak to me like I can't handle that right now. I'm looking for something, and we did end up at Half Price Books after we ate, just to kind of like, it's like one of those things, let's burn off some calories
Walk
by
it off.
walking around.
Yeah.
And I sent you some photos which I don't have prepared for today's show, but
Mhm.
they had changed their layout for the comic section at the
Yeah.
Dallas flagship store, and they had like doubled their stock. And I was like,
Mhm.
what is going on here? Like, the thing, and I've complained about this previously, was it used to be just half price off cover for their
Sure.
comics, and they changed it to now every book is, if unless priced higher, is
Sure.
$2.
$2 is the low. Yeah.
Yep, $2 is the lowest you're gonna get. And that's like kind of a turn off for me, because that was one of the appeals of going there, was like, man, I may be able to find some decent books and be
Oh yeah.
willing to like get some readers because they're gonna be 75 cents or
Steals.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah.
I still couldn't resist. I did pick up a few books that day, and then I actually went back a couple days later
Mhm.
and filled in some of my holes for Action Comics, the Joe Kelly run.
Okay.
But that was also kind of frustrating for me, because I could have swore, despite what CLZ was telling me, I had owned them already, and they
Mhm.
weren't very good stories. So spending any form of money on them is painful.
Sure.
Um, you know, but then you've got that pull of, those holes need to be filled, Dave.
Gotta get
You
them
know,
all.
you might as there's
Otherwise, what's the point?
they're looking at you right in the face. It's only two
Mhm.
bucks. They're in good shape. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So I ended up doing that, but I'm still like in the back of my head going, I could swear to you, I have those issues laying around somewhere in pretty decent shape. But I got to trust the computer. You know what I mean? I got to trust the app, because if I trust my mind, we're all doomed.
And I mean, what's worse than assuming that the computer is wrong and that you do own it, leaving it behind, getting home realizing you don't, and being like, "Crap,
Well,
I hope it's there the next time I'm there."
I know that hurts a lot.
That's what happened to me with X Factor number 24. It was
Really?
like the first appearance of Archangel, and I saw it at a used bookstore in the they had like a 50-cent aisle.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the comics, they're unbagged. They're not in perfect condition. They're in good condition,
Right.
but 50 cents for it. And I'm like, oh, I got that one. And I get home, it's like, I did not have that one. And then you look around and it's like, oh God, that's like a $30 book. So I don't want to pay $30 for it.
Yeah.
And I went to a shop. I found it at a shop, and it was a shop that was just opening up, so nothing was priced and everything was eBay.
Oof.
So it's like, how much for this one? It's like, hold on.
Oh.
It's like, oh no.
Oh
Oh
no,
no.
no, no, no,
Oh
no, no.
no.
Was there even like a look? I'm gonna look this up on eBay, but I swear I'm gonna give you a good deal on it.
No,
Nothing
no, it's
like
just
that.
a 1 sec.
No sweet talk
No,
to
no,
make a
no
sale.
foreplay. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Oh,
Yeah.
brutality. Oh my
No,
god.
didn't even tell me I was pretty. Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez. Well, that sucks, man.
Yeah. But I eventually did find it. I think I paid $1 for it.
Well, hey,
So it all worked
that's
out in the end,
that's nice.
but
Yeah.
that was like 3 years later, so it was like 3 years of regret. It's like I
Yeah.
coulda had it.
Yeah.
Coulda had it.
It's funny you should say regret too, because I was about to say, well, you're like Seinfeld. You're even Steven, right? You can throw a
Mhm.
dollar out the window, and eventually the dollar's going to come back to
It's
you.
in my back pocket, yeah.
Yeah, and those decisions as a collector that are just absolutely soul wrenching, stay awake at night agony
Oh,
over
yeah.
all because we're not willing to spend a certain amount of money,
Sure.
or we think we already own it. And in the case
Mhm.
of not spending a certain amount of money, the other day at work, I was having a conversation with one of the managers because he's leaving to go to a different location.
'Kay.
And just the nature of me being me, I'm like, hey man, before you go, what's one thing you would love for people to realize or be aware of in your character, your personality, whatever the case may be? What about you do you think we should all know? He said, man, that's too deep for work, man. I got to think about that. So later on, the conversation commenced again, and my
Mhm.
friend Beto, who I'm talking about quite a bit today, he was there, and the question was, of course, returned to me. Dave, what's one thing you'd like people to know? I'm like, I don't know. I don't like talking about myself like that. Beto, you're a good friend of mine. What do you think people should know about me that they don't already know? And so Beto's response was, he first said, I don't know if I should say this out loud, man. I'm like, go for it. My life's an open book. You're cheap. I'm like, what? He goes, you're cheap. I'm like, you think I'm a cheap person? He's like, well, but let me tell you, I've gone on quite a few comic hunts with you, and I've seen you more than once hold a book in your hand and say out loud, man, I've wanted this book for so long, and it's just too rich for my blood. And he's like, dude, it's like $5 more than you're willing to spend, or even $1 more than what you anticipated on spending,
Mhm.
and you will not pull the trigger. You won't do it. And I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, man. I put a line in the sand
Oh, dude, it's
when it
like you
comes to
almost have
buying
to
things.
turn yourself off to reach that to cross that Rubicon.
Yeah,
'Cause, like, even that Silver St. Cloud book, I saw it and it's like, "Nah, no, it's 12, no, no."
right,
And then, like, before I'm leaving, I'm like, "Oh, man. Okay, turn it off." Just
dude.
flip the switch, and it feels weird, it feels foreign, it feels gross, but it's like,
Yeah, the truth. You're right.
uh 'cause I mean, 'cause we do draw that line, we don't wanna spend more than we think something is worth or ought to be worth,
Right.
and then just the law of being prolific bin divers like we are,
Hmm.
this is basically doing an incantation to find it in a 50-cent bin tomorrow, right?
Right. Yeah.
And it's like with me, it's like, okay, now I have 2 and I can flip one or I can do whatever. I don't do that.
You're
So
right.
it's like I leave it in there so someone else is gonna get that, that piece for a steal.
Yep. We tend to get high on our own supply. We're not,
Yeah.
we don't sell the things that we have. We just hoard them and
No.
keep them. You know,
Mhm.
Today, as a matter of fact, because after the movie, we decided to go out and do a couple things. We didn't.
Sure.
Okay, first place we went was this comic shop we had very low expectations for because they are known to be wildly overpriced.
Okay.
But to speak to you talking about how everything's become like a Funko Pop Emporium,
Sure.
the last time I was even there, they had a whole wall of new comics. And when I say new, much like you were referring to, like it might be a few months of backlog on there,
Like the
but
6-month wall.
yeah, 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 there you go. But
Yeah.
there's still new books. That was
Yeah.
gone, replaced by all plastic.
Oh, no.
They did happen to have a bin full of Mad magazines,
Hmm.
and some of which I needed, but they weren't the specific era I necessarily collect the most.
Okay.
So there was some from the 60s. We're in decent shape for like $10. I'm like, eh. And Beto's like, here we go again, man. Here we go. And I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, we might go to another place. I don't want to blow my wad here. You
Of
know, let's
course.
spread the wealth around.
Well,
Okay.
there is definitely that delayed gratification when you know you're making multiple stops.
Mm-hmm.
That first one is weird because you'll give it the short shrift. You don't want to blow all your allowance there. You
Right.
know, like
Mm-hmm.
you don't want, because then when you go to the next store, it's like, well, I already spent $40 or
Yes.
however many bucks.
Right. Right.
Or let's just skip the next store because I already spent this much.
Exactly.
And then you're limiting your options, you're limiting your opportunities, and then you're gonna go to bed that night being like, I wonder was at that other store.
Yep. And I'm not a man of means, okay? But I am a completely and utterly irresponsible human being. So today happened to be payday. So money's not an object on payday. It's not an object. I'm like, geez, I got bills up to freaking Yahoo. I got all these things to pay. But dude, my bank account just got reloaded
Cha-ching.
at midnight last night, baby. There was a deposit, and I am just burning a hole in my pocket. You know what I mean? That's why I'm offering my kid. You want that $25 Superman cup? No problem. But
Take
anyway,
two.
yeah, right. What the hell? And that's actually one of the points about me being cheap was noted. Like, I don't mind spending money on other people, but I have a
Mhm.
real problem spending it on myself. And I'm like, okay. So we end up going to the next stop, which is like a movie trading company. Is this place I brought it up in the past? Like, some
Mhm.
of the locations have comics, some do not. But
Sure.
this one in particular has never had comics before. But my son likes looking at Pokemon cards or whatever, so we're like, let's
Yeah, why
let's go
not?
check it out. We walk in, we're looking at crap, and I'm like, man, this store would be so much better if they had comics. And Beto's like, yeah, I know, man. This is, would be great spot for that. And lo and behold, I turn the corner. Beto, come over here right now. Boom, bins. Not a huge amount of bins, but bins
That's
nonetheless.
something. Yeah.
Let's start digging, baby. And the moment we do, speaking of that Joe Kelly run, I found two more issues that I needed.
Mhm.
2.99, so $3 each. They had like a volume deal, but I wasn't in the mood to be digging to find a certain amount of
Oh
bucks
yeah,
books to
yeah.
save $10.
Buy 10 get 2 free, or yeah, something like, yeah.
But here's what happened. This is another complaint on his in the cheap file, is that one of the issues I needed, I believe it was 880, had some spine ticks on it.
Mhm.
Okay, it's only $3. And he was like, dude, he's like, ever since I've known you, you will not even pay low money for a placeholder.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? You're not comfortable with that. You want to wait until you get like your condition for the price you want. Dude, live a little bit. It's $3. Just
Sure.
just buy the damn placeholder, and then if you ever need it again, go for it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
dude, it was like I was like arguing with the angel and the demon on my shoulders the whole time. I was like putting it back, taking it back out. I'm like, I don't know what to do, man. And lo and behold, guess who bought it?
He bought it?
Me.
Oh, you bought it. Okay.
Yeah, I think the story might have been better if he had bought it, but
That'd have been funny.
yeah, no, I went
He's
for it.
like, screw you, man. I'm taking this now.
Yeah, you're right. No, I did. I went home with it, and it's sitting over in a pile right there. And yeah, there's this this compulsion, as you know all too well, this sickness about finishing some of those runs, man. These
Oh,
chunks and getting them off
100%.
your list, and all these years, I have been super duper picky.
Mhm.
And for me, $3 might as well be 300. you know
Sure. Sure.
and maybe that is my superpower after all. Maybe that is my hidden ability. My mutant, my latent mutant power is to
Could
be
be.
cheap and wait for the right moment to strike, or they're going to be a fault. I really can't say, since it is me. So you know what, if anybody has an opinion on this, badabinshow@gmail.com. Tell me how crazy I truly am. Chris too. Chris is involved in this. You can call him bonkers as well.
Oh, 100%.
But let us know if you got any of these crazy compulsions when you're chasing down the comics that you need for your collection. I'd be very interested in hearing about that personally. I want to know
Definitely.
I'm not alone, because me and Chris, we come from the same cloth. You know what I mean?
We do.
But
We absolutely do.
do other folks out there feel the same way, or should we be booking a reservation for a rubber room? That's that's the question at hand.
Now,
You know.
you I don't know what your goals are collecting Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Because my buddy Walt sent me a text yesterday, I believe, with Superman issue from the James Robinson run,
Uh-huh.
um, with a certain dog of steel on the
Oh
cover.
no. Oh
You know,
boy. Yes. Oh no.
I hope you already own it if you want it.
Well, here. Why is it blowing up? Please tell me why it's of so much importance now.
I'm assuming because of a film.
Yeah, but it's not the first
Um,
appearance of crypto.
no, no, it's not. It's just an. I'm thinking it might be Alex Ross's cover.
Oh, okay.
Um, it is at Midtown Comics,
Mm-hmm.
$90.
Really? Get out of
Yeah.
Dodge.
Uh-uh.
I wonder why.
Yeah. Yeah, and even here on our trusty comicbookrealm.com,
Oh boy.
they have it valued lower than that. We don't need
Ye-
to do the price guide is right for this, I don't think. It's just a quickie.
Okay, because I
For
did have it queued just in case we needed it.
it's $45.
Wow, 45 freaking smackarooskies for
Yeah.
that?
For like I think it's a new Krypton era book that I'm sure I got out of a 50-cent bin.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sure it's still in many 50-cent bins as we speak. But yeah, $90.
Well,
So I don't know if you own that one or not.
I do not. I don't believe I do, so I don't think I
680,
will
I think.
because my kryptonite is in fact crypto.
Mm.
And I had mentioned to you, like, out of all the elements from the Superman film from today, we can suspend our beliefs for a lot of things. I mean, a man can fly, he can shoot laser
Yeah.
beams out of his butt. Um, Not that that happened in the movie per se, but anyway, and then the introduction
Spoiler
of,
alert.
yeah, hello. The B word wasn't bitch, it was bum bum. Yeah, like introducing weird, wacky heroes like Metamorpho
Mhm.
is one thing, but it's for the average viewer to say, "Hey, man, you know, um, here's a dog with a cape that happens to be Superman's best friend and a similar power set." Wouldn't
The
be like a
Baby Yoda effect.
well, there you go. But yeah, Merchagogo. But you would
Mhm.
think that'd be like a pseudo turnoff for somebody like, you know, Superman's
I'm sure
cool,
that's a
but
draw. I'm sure
dude,
that's a draw for a lot of the civilians out there.
well, here's a spoiler alert for you. He got the most laughs and applause, I think, out of the
I'm
20,
sure.
30 people in the theater I sat in today.
I'm sure.
So he was quite the popular little pup. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
My
no
son
doubt.
loved him, but
Hmm.
I've got this thing about super pets, man. I just don't dig it. I think it's just a cheesy
Yeah.
Silver Age thing.
Hmm.
There's a time and a place for all that, and that happened to be in the 1960s or late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah.
Other than that, adios. Get out of
Yeah.
here to
No.
the dog pound with you, to the glue factory, whatever the
Crypto
case
to
may
us
be.
is crypto to us has always been Bibbo's dog.
There you go.
That he when he made the name tag for it, it only had the right amount of letters for crypto. He wanted to name it Krypton.
Yes. Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's the post-crisis crypto.
Okay.
Bibbo's dog.
I would be very interested in finding out what makes that issue of such value.
It's got to be the cover. It's the Tech 880 effect. It's got to
That's
be
nuts. That's nuts. But like, is it that iconic that would be considered that? I mean, there's so many covers that would have crypto on it.
right.
Why? Maybe,
I
like you
mean that
said,
maybe
painted cover.
that's something we can do because I know you just bought one with crypto on the cover not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Because you complained about it.
Indeed, I did. And that was actually
Maybe
from the Joe
that'll.
Kelly run, as a matter of fact, as
Yeah, it
well.
was. It was. Was that when
So
he fought like? Was it not
it
cancer? That was a
was.
different one. Was it
No,
cancer?
it was
Okay.
cancer. You're right. Yep.
Okay.
Indeed.
Um, yeah. So maybe that'll be an assignment for me for upcoming weeks here. We'll look at crypto covers and see what the overinflated value on them are.
Yeah. And the reason why they be, or what would consider them to be iconic, because
I don't think there's any iconicness to it. I think it's he's a hot character right now, and I mean, how else are you going to look like a fake ass comic fan?
well,
Got to have that crypto cover.
just because curiosity killed the cat. Speaking of pets,
Streaky?
Streaky the cat is yeah, no longer on this earth. I wish. Anyway, I love animals. Okay, people, don't take this the wrong way. I love them.
Hmm.
I can't get enough of them. Yeah, woo. Sure. Anyway, so the thing was with Metamorpho being in the Superman film, there
Hmm.
was something very specific that was really a oddball connection, a
Hmm.
real deep cut, and I'm like, that's weird that they put that in the movie. So when the movie was over, I just went online. I'm like, I wonder. and I know the movie's only been out for whatever, like 12 hours officially to everybody, but like, is this issue spiked in value? And it had the issue I was looking for, and I don't know if I want to
Mm,
say what it was to spoil anything per se.
mm.
Um, but I'm kind of surprised. And my buddy was, as a matter of fact, was like, give it some time. He's like,
Oh,
just
it will.
give it a little
It
longer,
will.
because this
It
is
just it's going to take the right doofus to discover it and share it,
okay.
and that's all it'll take.
It's
But
50 cent bin fodder.
huh?
It's 50 cent bin
Oh yeah.
fodder. You know what I mean?
It
It's
it's
not.
the issue of Outsiders when Shift shows up.
No,
That's what the story is.
that is not the case. But
No? Okay.
it's probably just as significant, really. But yeah, it was. I was even sitting in the theater for a second, and I was like, for real? And that issue immediately popped in my head. I'm like,
Popped.
this is like you can. And the thing is, if I reveal to you what issue it is, you'd be like, dude, I see that ratty ass thing everywhere, or I have. You know what I mean? Like, for real. But yes, so maybe I'll tell you later in private as to not
Okay. Yeah,
ruin
we
it
will
for any of the
so we
viewership
can
out there.
start hoarding them
Yeah,
and
right.
slabbing them.
Oh
Yeah.
boy. If you start
We'll
slabbing
have
this issue,
warehouses full of them.
if you start slabbing this issue, I'm not even making the reservation for the rubber room for you, my friend. I am
We'll just
just
make it out of the slabs.
I'm gonna build one around you and just
Mhm.
permanently seal you inside of it. So
Mhm.
yes.
Hermetically.
But yeah, I'm glad we did some digging this week, and you brought yours for show and tell. I did
Mhm.
not. Maybe next time out, if anybody's so
Yeah,
interested
why not?
in what I brought, I'll
Why
get
not?
it out. Yeah. So yes. Shall we move on to what I did in fact read
Sure.
last week out of my sense of patriotism,
Mhm. Mhm.
and because America did in fact celebrate some little something called a birthday.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
hopefully everybody had a safe and happy holiday. We, as I mentioned, took it off. We just couldn't make the
Mhm.
cards line up in the right way to get together that day.
Word.
Um, but yeah, man, like the way I had it all planned out in my brain was perfect, because what I'm talking about is lovely Marvel. Hello, Marvel Comics. Are you out there listening right now? They just can't stop getting in their own damn way. And there's a new volume of Captain America out there on the stands. If
What
folks,
volume you think that is?
I want to say, and maybe I should get the loser horn ready for this. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I'm gonna try to
say
find out.
7,
Let's see, Captain
probably
America,
like 9, but I'm just gonna say
Volume
7.
7. Let's see here. Volume 7.
Uh huh.
No, Volume 7 was the Castaway in Dimension Z.
Really, the one run that I think deserves a mulligan.
Yep,
Wow.
yep.
So
So let's see what
10,
volume it is here.
11.
Um,
Help me out there, buddy boy.
Hold on, we're still working on
Oh
this.
Lord.
Um, it is
Uh
volume
huh.
12.
Well, okay. So I'll play it anyway. I deserve it.
Golly,
Mm.
12 Captain America number ones.
That's pretty wild, man. Pretty wild stuff. But hey,
Mhm.
'tis the season. I guess
I guess.
Marvel realized it too. They were like, hell, if we're gonna whip out a new Captain America, what's better
First week
than
of July, last
yeah,
week of June.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
knock it out.
exactly. Right. Let's just freaking put it out there.
I feel like I owe Marvel a lot. When I first started getting into comics as a kid, it was their colorful cast that brought me the most joy. Looking back, I can honestly say any of the good qualities I've carried throughout my life are in large thanks to the House of Ideas expanding my imagination. Due to this nostalgia-based sense of loyalty, I keep coming back to relaunches of their cornerstone characters in hopes that a steady run awaits. The latest volume of Cap had a safe enough solicit and a decent creative team. So despite a consistent track record of duds or hot starts and fast fizzles, why not go ahead and sub? I owe it to Marvel to keep trying. The skinny I was sold goes like this. Early untold adventure of Steve Rogers shortly after being thawed out from the ice. Okay, cool. That's got a funky beat I can dance to. I've had limited experience with writer Chip Zdarsky, but when he's paired with a capable artist, his stuff hasn't been half bad. So having Valerio Schiti on board appeared to be a good team up on paper. No more need to kick the tires. Where do I sign so I can drive off the lot with my brand new bait and switch? To some, that may sound like a bold accusation, but this ain't classic Cap. Took me a second to realize the changes in narrative weren't time jumps. Oh no, my friends. This isn't the heroes of Marvel sprouting up in the Atomic Age. In Cap #1, they come to prevalence in a post 9/11 world. I'm not the brightest crayon in the box, so when it did dawn on me the story wasn't what I expected, it threw me off. Now, I'm no stranger to changing goggles to enjoy a concept from a different perspective, and I tried to adjust accordingly. Yet, like being sold a lemon from a used car salesman, I was soured on the whole scenario. Marvel is famous for never officially relaunching their line. Retcon a go-go, sure. But unlike the esteemed competition at DC Comics, no Crisis, no New 52, no Rebirth, no nada. Considering this title is Sans Ultimate on the cover, slap an asterisk on their trophy. This book is a 6-inch platform reboot with goldfish tank souls. For what it is, the book is actually good. All the components I was looking for from Zdarsky and Sheedy were there. The setup was pretty spot on, plus there was crisp illustration from tip to tail. If you're in the market for a modernized origin, look no further. You know what though? I just can't stop thinking about being bamboozled. Who doesn't hate being hoodwinked? And quite frankly, had I known ahead of time this would be Ultimate adjacent, I wouldn't have bothered taking Cap for a test drive. Is that on me? Perhaps. Took a gander at a paragraph and previews and got on board. I've never needed to hire a PI prior to making a poll before. Maybe Marvel should join the ranks of every other shyster by including key information in small print. And remember, always look under the hood, folks. Your carburetor may have been replaced with Zdarsky's head cannon.
Yes, indeed, I feel bad. I don't feel great. I'm not feeling happy. I'm not thinking Cap did me justice or, no harm to thine wallet. You know what I mean? With all that being said, though, I've made some cuts recently to my poll. Not waiting in line while 12 deep are waiting behind me to buy dollar books. But this is one is on the cusp. Not yet again because of the quality per se.
Sure. Just the bill of sale.
Dude, like
Yeah.
Marvel, man.
Or the bill of goods.
Say what it is, I am's what I am's. Just lay it all out there. Put it on the line. Instead,
it's not like you're going to sell less copies, by being honest.
You know what? Listen, again, maybe it's on me somehow. Did I miss this? Am I being like gaslit, or did I, completely erase it from my mind?
It's being canceled after 5 issues. No, it's a miniseries.
Yeah, I know, right? What is happening here? But yeah, dude, I might stick with it a couple more. I don't know, and just yet again readjust the old vision here and see if I like it for what it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
What might drive you personally batty is the new Captain America being introduced here, because one of the plot points is since Captain America, has been de-iced post 9/11. The government decided they needed another Captain America. They needed someone to fill that void. So here we have a character named David Colton, I believe his name is, and he is actually the Cap. And Steve Rogers, on their most current mission, will be underneath him in the chain of command. So
that's almost got to be undone before the story's over, though.
I don't know. Will it?
It almost has to be. Yeah.
I can't say. I think the main thing is, am I that interested in finding out?
Issue 12, if it makes it that far, I'll have MODOK being like, "Aha, gotcha."
Yeah, surprise. Yeah, speaking of Volume 9, right? I did my first guess was Volume 9, correct? The Remender run,
8 or 9. Yeah, I don't remember which one you said. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway,
7? I don't know, one of them.
Yeah, but like some Dimension Z or something, like with the real Cap's been hiding in here the whole time. Surprise, folks. But yeah, it's a little unfortunate, when you do think you're gonna get some more traditional stuff and you get surprised, especially because vibes should be high on the 4th of July for Comicdom's most patriotic, at least looking
Sure,
hero. So
sure.
there we have it. So yeah, man. You didn't
Yeah,
buy into this, right? You didn't go for it.
no, and I mean, I like Sheedy, I like Zosky, but I haven't been interested in the Captain America story in probably since 9/11.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. Um, I didn't dig any of that Brubaker stuff. Um, I tried the Remender stuff like you did. Didn't really care for it. Um, have no reason to really. I tried the one on your recommendation with Lansing and Kelly, was it?
Mm-hmm.
And when he was bamboozled by an iPad on the third page, it's like, what is this? It's like
That
you
seems to
have a
get you, man.
Quinjet,
Yeah.
homie.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah. You don't know what an iPad is. Um, I don't know that like nobody can get him right.
Yeah.
It needs a hard character to write, I'm sure, because it's like how much of a man at a time can you be when you've been in this time longer than you were out of it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like you're not the unfrozen caveman anymore. You're just a dude.
Right.
You have a lapse in your life, but you've acclimated, or if you haven't acclimated, that's a problem with you.
Yeah.
You know, but we keep going to the same well. We keep going to the same well where it's like man at a time. It's like he's not anymore.
Well, then in that case, I mean, here you go. Maybe this run would be for you because he's not. Well, okay. There
But
are
how many stories
instances.
does that discount? I
True.
mean,
Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah. I mean, there's references to it in a way here where it's like, man, time moves so fast now. Like, and not
the
Cap saying it,
sliding,
but like
the
surrounding
sliding,
characters
yeah,
bring up the
but the
fact, that wow, we have all these advances now in
yeah,
technology or whatever, and he's just kind of like sitting there like, hell yeah, you do, that sort of thing.
mm,
Um,
no, it's odd.
but the Kelly Lansing one, when I referenced Hot Start and Fast Fizzles, that's
Mm,
the first run that popped in my head because I was really gung ho, especially after that issue 0.
hmm.
Um, that was like the prequel or the precursor
That was like
to.
half Steve, half Falcon, right?
Yes, that one
Yeah, that was
was
okay. That was all right.
prior to the kickoff of the
Yeah, I like that.
series, right?
Yeah, I
And
like that one.
I was like, I like what they're establishing here. The
Yeah,
groundwork is being laid. I dig it. Let's go, rock
yeah,
and roll. But then yeah, I didn't go for the Sam Wilson one initially, just for the Sentinel of Liberty,
sure.
and I got let down so fast. I was like,
Yeah.
what are they even doing with this?
But the
So
thing, the thing with that one, like it was like the third issue when they already announced, like, oh, JMS is coming. It's like, but these
yeah,
poor guys have a whole series to
I
write.
know,
What is going on here?
I know. And
Yeah,
here's the thing, I went in on the JMS stuff too,
yeah.
because the
For
artist
the
was
artist, yeah,
amazing, but that was
yeah.
one too where it was like, you're getting Captain America, man. You're getting Steve Rogers the way you like him. Oh, by the way, demons from hell, magic. What do you think about that? What do you think about the supernatural?
Speaking of JMS, is he coming back to Spider Man?
I listen. As far as I know, he's been doing like these little one shots and minis and
Okay.
weird team up little books and things of that
Hmm.
nature. I don't, as far as I know, he's not.
Okay, because something that popped up was like JMS back on Spider Man. I didn't click on it,
He might be doing
but
something Spider-Man related.
adjacent.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
exactly. But the main title, not to my knowledge.
Okay. I didn't know if
Um,
Kelly was taking a few months off or something.
I did actually read the last two issues of Amazing Spider-Man by Joe Kelly. I
Hmm.
didn't have it necessarily prepared to talk about in depth on this episode of Bada Bin, but it was funny to me, and I'll just kind of put this in as a side note.
Sure.
When I did do a full kind of dive on the first arc of Kelly's new run here, I didn't give it much raves or high
It
praise.
started hot.
Yeah, well, even then the
Yeah.
art. Speaking of, yeah, the writing being
Oh
so
yeah.
strong, the art has
It's
been,
Lorez.
yes, Pepe
Yeah.
Larraz,
Oh,
fantastic. So
friggin' fantastic.
right,
Insane.
so here over the last two issues, it was 7 and 8, I believe it was, or 6 and 7. No, 6 and 7. I'm sorry.
Sure. Yeah, because
It
it ended with 5. Yeah.
it went back to John
Ramita.
Romita Jr. Right.
Yeah.
So there was definitely, in all respect to JR, a lot of respect, or Junior, to his career and everything else, but there is a noticeable drop off in the visuals
Yeah.
between him and Larraz.
Sure.
But yet, I found the story funnier, more appealing.
Okay.
Um, and with that being said, there was a character, a villain introduced that's not your traditional, or what I would consider a traditional Spidey villain. And I
Hmm.
really thought it felt out of place.
Okay.
But what was holding the whole thing together was Kelly was nailing it with Spidey's quips and the little comments and the little humorous anecdotes and things of that nature. I'm like, well, thank goodness, because that's what I'm here for. You
Hmm.
know, you can put Spider-Man in outer space, you can put Spider-Man in hell, but he's got to be this,
He's got to be Spider-Man.
happy-go-lucky. When he's
Yeah.
web slinging, man, he's having a good time.
Hmm.
You know, the guy's got a head cold, but he's still cracking wise. You know,
Except when he was the Spider.
okay. Well, totems and all that
Rough
stuff.
times. No, it was before this Clone Saga stuff.
Yeah, geez
I am the
Louise.
Spider.
Yes, but still,
Hmm.
like, that's how you keep me on a Spider-Man book. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You keep it a little. It can be heavy, but you still gotta have a
Has to
little
have
bit
heart.
light. You
Has to
know,
have heart.
it
Yeah.
does exactly. So, but that's just a loose leaf binder opinion on the most recent Spider-Man books.
That's what we're here for.
Hey man, like I said, I like putting a package together, putting those images together for you and our viewership. I don't like just riffing when it comes to showing off them books, baby. You know,
All I do is riff.
hey man, you've been bringing more books to show and tell. I'll give you credit because there have been plenty of times you're like, hey, yeah, I got this, but it's out of my reach, and I'm not getting up to get it,
All the way over there.
which is a stunt that I just pulled 15 minutes ago. I went digging on 4th of July too, but
You stole my move.
yeah, they're over there. Maybe next time, guys. Don't hold your horses.
Well, now I feel bad because I read something, but I'm afraid to talk about it because I don't have a
Oh,
PowerPoint
really?
presentation.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'll allow it. You're free to
Okay.
roam.
Okay.
Graze,
I
my friend.
I read an entire trade in like 1.5 sittings over the weekend. Wasn't even planning on buying this one, but during 4th of July weekend, it was a buy three get one free at the record store. So I bought 3 books and had to fill in something for free. And I wound up getting the Black Mirror here, which is issues. I famously own all the issues of it, of course. Um, so I just haven't read the whole thing. I read the first few parts back when it was coming out. Then they announced the new 52, and I dropped it, which is a story I've told many times, and I'm sure I'll tell it again. But I did drop it, never finished it. And I think I just had an overall sour taste in my mouth about it, and just in DC in general around that time. And so I picked this up as my free book and sat down with it, not expecting to actually read it, but I plowed through it. Have you ever read this one, Dave?
No, only bits and pieces throughout that
Okay.
era. Yeah, I haven't read that in its entirety. So, to be honest with you, when you initially contacted me, it's like, man, let me tell you something. This is some fine
Oh,
craftsmanship here. I was like,
dude.
wow, holy, that's some high praise,
Oh,
baby.
dude. I mean, like a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was a couple episodes ago, when I was talking about the promotions throughout the Batman books, like, Tom Taylor's doing a good job on Detective. Maybe throw him on Batman. Tom Taylor's doing a good job. Scott Snyder was undeniable during his Detective run. This is some of the. It's crazy here because I sent you one of the quotes on the back here. Thinking about actually doing a whole segment on quotes on these books that make absolutely no sense at all. We have here from our friends, the paragons of comic book journalism, MTV Geek, who proclaim this to be the worthy spiritual successor to Batman Year One. You've read Year One, right?
Of course,
Yeah, I mean, seminal story, right?
right?
Kicks off the new, post-crisis Batman. Yeah, proper here. So the spiritual successor, a story featuring Dick Grayson as Batman. Dick Grayson wasn't in Year One, wasn't even a gleam in Year One, but Dick Grayson as Batman, the spiritual successor, and it all has to do with. It's a wide story that gets wrapped up here, but it's the introduction or the reintroduction of Commissioner Gordon's crazy son James and all the nasty and horrible and sadistic stuff he does, and how Dick as Batman has to track him down and has to actually work him as Dick and work him as Batman. And it's made pretty clear that everybody knows that he's Batman in this. So, I mean, spiritual successor, my ass. I mean, this has nothing to do with year one at all. I think the fine folks at MTV Geek were like, what's the name of a Batman story that people know? Well, we can't say it's a successor to Dark Knight Returns. Could we say it's a successor to Watchmen? We read that one, or we know it exists. Maybe it's a successor to The Killing Joke. It's actually more of a successor to The Killing Joke because Barbara Gordon almost gets killed in it. But it has nothing to do with year one. But the story in and of itself is just, I mean, it grabs you and it doesn't let go. And it's not written for the trade. It is a trade,
right?
but it's like three or four 3-part stories that all kind of flow together, and there's subplots bridging them together, and it's just fantastic. And it ends on a damn cliffhanger with the end of the DC universe, because this goes right into Flashpoint.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I want to spoil a 15-year-old story, because I'm recommending people check it out, because it's a heck of a it's a heck of a cliffhanger that Scott Snyder could pick up now and play with. Scott Snyder could pick it up in 10 years and play with it, 20 years and play with it, because it's far reaching, and it could be a hell of a story. It really, really could. Just the way the thing ends here. And it's like, I've tried to put myself back in 2011. Like, if I was reading this and I read that one as the last issue of Detective Comics, it would have just been like, oh, you got to be kidding me. Give me what's next. And instead, we flushed the toilet and started over. But wonderful, wonderful story. The art here is Jock and Francisco Francavilla, I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The art fits the story so well. It's one of the finest Batman stories I think I've ever read. And Bruce Wayne ain't in it.
Yeah, that's something, isn't it?
And it's crazy, because I've read a couple of stories recently that have, like, the crux of it, or a crux of it, is the fact that Commissioner Gordon knows who's under the mask. In the case of the Sam Hamm story, whatever that was called, blind something.
Was it Blind Justice?
Blind Justice. Yes, I'm blind. I can't see the bookshelf. Sam Hamm has an introduction in there, and he says that he specifically asked Denny O'Neil, does Commissioner Gordon know Batman's Bruce Wayne? And then he gave him an answer of, So Sam Hamm leaned into it, where it's very, very obvious in that story that Commissioner Gordon knows it's Bruce Wayne under the mask.
Uh-huh.
Here we have the end, where, like, everything's solved, everything's good, and Gordon's there, because this is during the Batman Incorporated time. So, like, Bruce Wayne has, like, these labs everywhere, and the police are welcome to use them, and he's this philanthropist, sort of like justice-seeking philanthropist. And so Gordon's there working with Dick Grayson, not Batman, because he's part of the Wayne Foundation, part of the Wayne family, and trying to put together a case. And so it ends with them shutting down Batman Incorporated, or shutting down at least this lab. And Gordon's like, I want to thank you so much for everything you did. And he's like, oh, it's my job. And he's like, no, I want to thank you on all fronts. And Dick's like, okay. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, it's all good. So I like those kind of, because, I mean, Gordon should know. I don't like Gordon saying he knows, but there's no reason why he wouldn't know.
Right. Yeah.
It's just one of those things you just don't say it out loud, because if you say it out loud, you got to do something about it. But it's a great, great story. And I mean, you could find it cheap, unless you're looking for the single issues before the facsimiles come out.
Right.
I mean, this trade, I think, was $20. Oh, $16.99. $16.99. It's new. It's got the the semi-recent branding on it. So $17. I got it for free, actually. But Just really, really good stuff. And I think it's 12 issues. It's a nice thick book. You'll burn through it because it's great.
It's a lot of high praise there, buddy. And
Mm-hmm.
you had said that you rewatched a lot of the old Bada Bins. You Bada
Yeah,
binged.
I
Um,
did.
I'm sure you've noticed, like in the past, we talk about Scott Snyder, and one of the key things is, he's always been so solid, but the finishes
Yeah,
are can he stick the
kills
landing?
it, kills it,
And there you
kill.
go,
But
like he hit it.
it is a cliffhanger.
Yeah, but I mean, really,
But it makes you
overall,
want more.
right? But I'm just saying,
Yeah,
Snyder, overall, like as far as you and I are concerned, he's pretty up there as
top
far
tier.
as talented,
Yeah,
creators go in comics. I mean, he is
Mhm.
top shelf stuff.
He is the
Um,
spiritual successor to Jeff Johns.
well, here's the thing: is that speaking of all that, I had recently picked up a trade in
Mhm.
MTV Geek. There's a blurb on the back. Do you remember a series, Brute Force, that came out from Marvel in the
Yes,
90s? So Brute Force is a bunch of
the
animals,
dolphin and the yeah.
dolphins, and they have enhancements like bionic parts and stuff,
Mhm.
and a lot of ecological stuff, eco
Yeah, Captain
warriors.
Planety stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for filling in that gap. Yeah, so I remember when I picked up that trade, I looked on the back and there's MTV Geek, and it said the spiritual successor to Mouse, and I'm like, wow, really? Brute Force?
They nailed it. They nailed
Dude,
it.
like MTV Geek, they got that one dude working that cubicle.
Kurt Loder.
Yeah, Kurt Loder. Yeah, exactly. It's like someone tried to clone Kurt Loder and they severely messed
The
up.
imperfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's like a glob of goo behind a desk, like just
Loader am happy.
yeah, exactly. The Bizarro Kurt Loder is writing
0 out of 0.
writing trade blurbs for MTV Geek. Yeah, so. But yeah, man, you know what? If I see that, I'm definitely going to pick it up now based
Oh,
on that. But I
dude.
do have
Yeah.
a hypothetical question for you because it's
Yeah.
something that you posed to me, I think, is recently, as last episode, as a matter of fact. I had mentioned I love the James Gordon Robo Batman from the super
Sure.
heavy stuff.
Yeah.
And so here's where I'm going with this. This bit is Grayson as Batman, written by Scott Snyder.
Mhm.
Let's say tomorrow they announce the
Mhm.
unknown or untold tales of Grayson Batman from this era, written by
Mhm.
Scott Snyder. Would you buy it?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, this era was just, it's so crazy how DC had everything but the sales back then.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were hitting it out of the park with story wise. They were hitting it out of the park with coming out of Blackest Night and the Brightest Day. We had freaking Judd Winnick on a Justice League International book that was funny and good and just the assignment he knew the assignment. We say that sometimes.
Yeah.
Winnick killed it with the Bwahaha. Giffen was like co-plotter for like the first 6 issues of it, but Winnick took over after that, and it was phenomenal. We had the Batman Incorporated stuff, which was wonderful. Great stuff. I mean, Morrison was doing his thing and in Batman Inc., and then other writers were fleshing it out. And it was great. JMS on Superman sucked. That was the worst Superman ever written. I don't even need to see the movie to say that. That was the worst Superman story ever told. JMS was on Wonder Woman. I don't know Wonder Woman. I'm assuming it sucked. The Titans were great. Justice League was fun because it was the Titans as the Justice League. They were promoted. We talked about promotions last time.
Last week. I mean, not last week, last episode.
Last episode, yeah. I mean,
Right.
like Donna Troy was, well, she wasn't Wonder Woman, but she was the Wonder Woman of that Justice League. Cyborg was there before the New 52. Nightwing was Batman of the Justice League. It felt like we talk about the maturation of the DC universe, and this really was. The sidekicks were taking the roles and they were running the show. They were the Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
Justice Society was good. So they had pretty much everything except the sales. And they got those sales for a couple months when they flushed it, but then it dipped back to below what it was before, except, for Justice League and Batman. But I mean, it was such a good time. I would love for them to flesh that out more. I don't even know if that's canon anymore. We don't know anything about canon anymore. Was this a thing that ever happened? Sometimes. They might mention Dick's time as Batman, but are they talking about Prodigal or are they talking about Ink?
Well,
Don't know.
listen, man,
Both, neither.
you know exactly why I pose that question to you,
Mhm.
because you have said so many times in the past, like, you were turned off. Knowing what you know now, it really
Mhm.
ruins a lot of what happened in the past for you.
Sure.
And you struggle to revisit it, if at all.
Oh yeah.
But this being that diamond, you
Mhm.
know, is amazing to me.
No, I mean, I would put it's. This is going to sound perhaps unreal, but the last time I raved about a trade that I binged was Doomsday Clock.
Mm-hmm.
This tonally very, very different, but very important. It felt important. It felt real. It felt concrete. Not ephemeral. This felt like a story that maybe one day MTV Geek will say it's a spiritual successor to the Black Mirror.
Hey, man, you never know. You never know.
They'll,
Are they even
they'll
still
be
around?
they'll be talking about the Fantastic Four probably, but
Right. I'm
but
just
yeah, I mean
curious
it's
here. No, I am. Let's see. MTV Geek. Are they still around? What's going on with you?
just for having the word geek in their title. I hope not.
Uh, MTV Geek was a brand and a website on MTV.com. I keep saying was here.
Good.
Oh, yes. Okay. Well, wait. While MTV Canada was shut down in December 2024, MTV Geek was a different entity and part of the broader MTV network. It's not giving me the answers I'm seeking here immediately.
Hmm.
So I could hit the wiki, I guess, but we'll just.
Put a pin in it.
Yeah, maybe. I'm trying to see if they have like a .com. There's an Instagram for it. There's just random stuff. I don't see a website for it anymore.
Hmm.
So let's just pretend they got shut down. But globby primordial Kurt Loder is still
Could be
hanging out somewhere in the basement.
MTV Geek Dad.
Oh, geez, Louise, wouldn't that be something?
We're firing on all cylinders, eh?
Oh boy, wouldn't that be the icing on top of the shit
This is a
pie?
20 out of 20 book.
Yeah, exactly. What number can you give me? A gazillion? I'll go
All
that
of them.
high. Yeah.
I'll give you all the numbers.
Please give me a PDF. PDF, please.
You hear it first.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Hey, I hate to be Debbie Downer here.
Uh-huh.
My wife is just texting me. She
Uh-huh.
wants to consume uh food with me.
Okay.
She wants to sit with me and shovel
Dine.
yes, dine.
Uh-huh.
Some kind of I don't even know. What's the word I'm looking for? What kind of food is bad for you? Not fast food, but what's the thing?
Cuscaria.
Cuscaria. No, that wasn't it either. Geez, why can't I think? Processed. That's the word I'm looking for.
Mm.
Processed food. Um, approved by the FDA.
Some.
Food.
Mhm.
Give me free.
Yeah. We'll have to invite him on the show. I think he
Mhm,
should be a
mhm.
guest.
Kurt
Primordial
Loder.
Kurt Loder. Yeah, the essence of Kurt Loder. Psst, psst. Ooh.
De Loder.
Oh yes. Oh, it smells like. But what do you say? I'm sorry, guys, but we're gonna have to kind of jump into a very important segment that we do each and every time out,
Mhm.
and that is the
The Babble?
correspondence, the babble, bada babble from Chris U. Yes,
Let's
I
do
think
it.
it'd be nice if we tackle the topics sent to us via electronic mail.
Correspondence.
Yes,
Yes.
please. That'd
Okay.
be
Let me
delightful.
let me make let me make this bigger because I am blind.
Yes, indeed.
There we
You are.
go.
All right.
Okay.
What do we
This
got?
is regarding episode number 42. So this is episode 43. Did we say that? Maybe.
No, we never say that.
Um
Yeah, I
all right.
suck with that stuff. But this is from 2 weeks ago.
This is from 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's
This
the
this
key
arrived
factor.
in the mailbox here. Not even this month. It was the end of June. Hello, the Bada Bin Show. This was a fun throwback episode for me since I was not live. So since this was not live, I was able to turn it on while at lunch and watch it like the old daytime shows.
Nice.
When my lunch was when my lunch was over, I just put my phone in my pocket and listened to the rest of the show as I walked around working. Best day I've had at work in a long time. Well, that warms our hearts. I like because I mean I Bada binged while I was working this past week,
Huh.
and it was a pretty good time.
You lucky ducks. I'm
Though
telling
I
you.
tell you, I tell you what,
What's up?
if I hear myself say, "There you go," one more time, I'm going to kill myself.
Oh no, stop it.
Oh, dude. I swear it was like hail hitting a tin roof, man. There you go.
Really?
There you go. I was like, it's awful.
What if we get you a
Awful. I
T-shirt that says "There you go," and
could be.
you don't need to say it;
I'll
it's on your
own it.
chest. Yeah,
I'll own it.
exactly.
It'll be a catchphrase here.
Yeah.
Oh boy, and I'm hopefully I didn't say too much today.
Well,
Anyway,
hey, real quick before you continue, I want to let
yeah.
everybody out there know if you want to follow the trend, the hot trend of Chris,
Mhm.
you listening to
Oh
or
yes.
watching Bada Bin at work, you go for it. And should
Mhm.
your superior or boss say a damn thing, you say, "Lay off, man. Listen, I'm
I'm bada
chilling.
bing.
I'm chilling with the Bada Bin. All right.
I'm bada bing.
I don't need this
Mhm.
job. You can stuff it. You know,
Mhm.
man.
Mhm. You
Just
take
like the
these
cup.
dollar books and yeah.
Yeah, just like the cup with Tom King. You know where to stick it. That's
Mhm.
right. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
official advice.
Yeah, now we bought a babble. World's finest. We mentioned we were talking about like iconic stories, right? And how World's finest didn't seem to have very many. And I said I deferred to Chris Hughes' wisdom and experience reading the Bronze and Silver Age stuff because I haven't read a lot of that World's finest. And it's like, is there anything memorable there? And Chris Yu comes to us with an answer. It never had any memorable stories in the Bronze Age. Because of the editorial fiefdoms at DC at the time, no character development could happen in a team up book. We never even got to see Superman and Batman team up to take down a famous member of each of their rogues galleries. Superman couldn't need Batman's help to defeat Brainiac because Superman would look weak. And Batman couldn't need Superman's help to defeat the Scarecrow because Batman would then look weak himself. The editors protected their villains as much as they did the heroes themselves, and that is why the Superman and Batman fought up so many of the L-list villains in World's Finest, and the L, of course, stands for loser.
Wow, that's interesting.
It's a very good point.
Yeah, very interesting indeed.
I think that's an interesting thing here because like DC is weird with that because they do the fiefdoms and then they do like they do the no pun intended they do the all in.
Uh huh.
Then they go back to fiefdoms, and then it's all in again. It's like it's so polemic, where it's like, okay, yeah, Dick Grayson can date an alien. No, Dick Grayson doesn't know any aliens. It's like they have to split everything up so strictly, or kind of be a little loosey goosey with it. It's interesting. I don't know that Marvel really. I mean, Marvel. I think they would just invent. They'd invent for like Marvel 2-in-1.
Right.
Trying to think if there've been very many notables and quotables in Marvel 2-in-1 or Marvel Team Up, and I can't think of any.
Yeah, no, that's a good
No.
assignment.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, like, is there any that, like, we call back to and think I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's
Did they maybe they introduced arcade in one or no, that was
well, I
I don't know,
mean,
maybe.
there you
Yeah,
go. Like, yeah, you can think of like appearances like I don't even know, like Brave
yeah,
Beast or something, or whatever the case here. But yeah, what was introduced? What was like a first appearance? It's
yeah,
like especially when it's like a team up book or something like that, or
sure,
because I mean, you can think of like DC Comics Presents, and there was introductions of
sure.
characters there
Brave
and
and the
stuff.
Bold,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But team up book like World's Finest, and I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know.
yeah,
Again, homework.
mhm,
Mm-hmm.
and it's also so weird that back in the day, like, development would be relegated to the flagship book, so if something was gonna happen to Superman, it was gonna happen in Superman Interaction,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
And then we fast forward to 2004, 2005 when Spider-Man unmasks, not in Spider-Man's book, but in Civil War.
Right.
It's like so weird how I don't know. I'm not saying one's worse or better. It's just I don't know. Food for thought.
Makes you think, huh? There you go. Yeah.
Sure do. Chris continues. The most famous thing to come out of World's Finest from that era were the adventures of the original Super Sons, Superman Jr. and Batman Jr. I think they're the only trade to come out of the Bronze Age World's Finest. The backups were more of a selling point to me than the main story featuring Superman and Batman. So, hey, DC, if you're listening, how about a comprehensive collection of all the Bronze Age backup series in an omnibus or two? Thank you. I wonder if that would ever. No, that would never happen. Probably, right?
Uh, you're asking the wrong guy because they make
Yeah,
these omnibuses for
that's
every
true.
single thing.
Weird things,
Like
right?
there's times we'll talk about them and we're like, haha, yeah, that'd be ridiculous. I'll never do that. And then the next solicit, I'm like, wait, what? Like they're making an omnibus for that? Like that's crazy, man. So,
So can my Great Frog omnibus come out anytime
dude,
soon?
I'm telling you, I don't know who the I think I brought this up before. Like I don't know who's buying these things and how many actually get printed like cuz
Comic shops are, and that's it.
dude, yeah, it's just so
Yeah.
expensive. I know we've talked about it via
Hmm.
text because
Oh
you're
yeah.
like saying like the omnibus is this great dust collector. This
Oh
do you
yeah.
need a place to keep your dust bunnies? Boy, do we have the book for you.
Hmm.
That sort of thing. But like, who's investing $120, $150, whatever
Yeah.
for these really obscure titles collected in this giant
And
book?
obscenely large.
Mm,
Yeah. Terribly hard to read
I
for
know.
sure. Craziness. Yes, I do want my Great Frog omnibus if they're out there listening.
Yeah,
I
coming right
need
up.
I need Roy Harper's band. Um, let's see here. Chris continues. I saw an article with a headline saying Superman got a new power in Superman Unlimited #2. So I clicked on the story and was very disappointed to find out that Slott did not bring back his ability to shoot a miniature Superman out of his hand. And once I learned what the new power was, I knew that I made the right decision not to read Unlimited. I'm interested, though, to see if anyone other than Slott, such as Mark Wade, uses this new power at all. I wonder,
Well,
is it going to be reflected like in JLU?
I'd hate to
Is
be a continuity cop here,
uh-huh.
especially in this day and age. But if Chris, you remembers, Mini Superman went to his ultimate demise in a gym sock. So bringing him back might be a little tricky. You know what I mean? The right writer, the right creative team.
Not even Jim Shooter could make that work.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't
Yeah,
know. But yeah,
yeah.
as far as I
Because
know,
that sock might be in a roller skate right now.
well, the crusty gym sock is a tough thing to escape, even for mini soups. You know what I mean? Sorry, Chris. You.
Lead lined.
Yeah. Oh
Um,
boy, it's lined with something.
mm, oh, oh. Chris continues.
Okay.
Oh, if I wasn't committed to reading the entire Absolute line, Absolute Batman #9 would have been the book on my last train to Dropsville. Absolute Brain broke me. I hope there was no pun intended there. But in other Absolute news, Absolute Flash #4 is the first Absolute book to make mention of concepts from a different Absolute book, that one being Absolute Superman. So maybe all the Absolute titles do take place on the same Earth after all. So you loved
Yep.
Bat 9, and
Yep. Yep.
Chris,
Yep.
you did not.
Which is perfectly normal.
Prerogative, sure,
I mean, it's
sure.
okay. There's plenty of titles I've recommended on the show that he's dug, and
So if I could be the tiebreaker,
mm,
I still haven't read it.
why? What are you waiting for? Right now, right this second, read it. It's going to be
It's out of my reach.
enthralling YouTube.
Yes. Hmm.
Yeah.
Huh.
Uh,
Hmm.
Flip a page,
Hmm.
and we'll be like, dude, we're trying to get to these bins, man.
I'm gonna have a stack of poker chips. The Dave side, the Chris U side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm, yes.
Right. Okie dokie. Back to it. He continues. The Jeff Johns Teen Titans is the best the Titans have been since the Wolfman Perez era. I agree. The emphasis was put on character instead of repeating the hits. If I'm remembering correctly, the monthly Impulse and Superboy titles were canceled by the time this came out, which gave Johns free reign to do whatever he wanted with those characters. And Jeff Johns is definitely someone who knows how to make a fictional character feel real. And he's right. Yeah, Impulse and Superboy were canned right around that time. A lot of books were canned at that time. It was I think it was Superboy, Impulse, and I think Peter David had two final issues come out like the same day. Like his Young Justice was canceled and his Supergirl was canceled. And I think they came out either the same day or like within 2 weeks of each other. So I was like, oh, sorry, Pad. Too bad. But yeah, the Johns run, he did put a lot of emphasis on character. I'm still reading through those convenience trades. I'm on like the fifth one right now. And they're great. They're really, really good stuff. I'm actually, as we speak, not as we speak, but at the time of this recording, I'm reading through the Teen Titans Legion of Superheroes special. And Johns is making it work. Because you don't need to know every damn thing about the Legion. You just need to know enough. You need to know that they exist, basically, and that they're in the future. And it's, Connor Kent being sucked into the future, and he's stuck there for months, and he comes back, and it's good. It's good stuff. So he can make that work. So I don't know that there's anything he can't make work. Um, and so far, there haven't been any traitors. Deathstroke showed up in one story because Deathstroke's going to do that, but no traitors, which puts him head and shoulders, knees and toes above pretty much every other Titans writer.
Right.
Um, Continuing, the thing I always loved about DC is its sense of generations and legacy. I used to have a chart that I made that followed the legacy of the characters through those generations. So the JSA would be Generation 1, JLA would be Gen 2, Titans were Gen 3, Young Justice was Gen 4, and the children of the Titans, like Iris West, were Generation 5. I tried to put every DC character into their proper generation and follow a legacy through those generations. What was so great about the pre Crisis DC is the fact that the first two generations existed on different Earths. The JSA could be older and married with kids on their Earth, while the JLA could remain young, single, and childless. Imagine if DC would put the legacy heroes of the 90s on their own Earth. Wally is the Flash, Kyle is Green Lantern, Connor Hawke is Green Arrow, Tim Drake is Robin, and even John Kent's Superman and Yara Flor's Wonder Woman. I don't know who Yara Flor is. Then the JLA could get new, younger sidekicks while allowing those legacy heroes to continue to grow and age and mature. Now, I don't know if we've talked about our preferences vis-a-vis the Earth 1, Earth 2, or all combined in one. I mean, we're both of the post-crisis vintage, right?
Uh-huh.
So do you like the JSA being on Earth 2, or do you like them all being together? Do you like the JSA kind of being the forebearers and the inspiration? The
Do
wise old
I?
grand folks?
You know, interesting question. I don't know, man, because all right, so as I'm like mentally processing this right now, I'm actually
Mhm.
thinking of like a crisis where having them on separate Earths is kind of cool. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It makes a lot of
Sure.
sense.
Mhm.
Yet, does it also make sense that they would in fact be the word I was going to use is like mentors, but no, the ones that came before
Mhm.
the current crop of heroes, much like we've been talking about recently with
Sure.
legacies and what have you. As far as a preference, off the top of my head, I really can't say one way or the other. I'd have to probably give it more thought. Um,
Yeah. I
wow.
think there are pros and cons to both.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm like working through right now
Yeah.
because I've never really made up my mind on that. Like I've never
Mhm.
felt like I had to, and a lot of it might be due to I put such an emphasis on my own head canon with so
Sure,
much
sure.
stuff. You know what I mean? Where
And I mean,
like
everything's context based as well. So it's like you said, if it's a crisis type story, it might be cooler to have it one way. Whereas if it's all the heroes getting together for Thanksgiving, it could be another,
mm,
you know?
yeah, that's true too. I don't know. Because you had said because of our vintage, we are a post-crisis, generation.
Mhm.
When I first got introduced to a lot of these characters, the first time I ever saw like a Superman with like silver hair on his temples, I'm like, what is this? That was Crisis on Infinite Earths. What's
Sure.
going on here? You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
while the different Earths and Justice Leagues and JSAs had been established way earlier, we're talking 60s, way back when,
Oh, yeah.
they were still new to me as a kid, and it was trippy,
Mhm.
it was weird. Um, it's kind of funny, and maybe part of the reason why I'm struggling with this a little bit is because, and this is something that I have discussed with you quite a bit, is I can identify now so much more with a character who's older
Sure.
because I am, experiencing the same thing in my life, and it's like, yeah, bring them in, have them all together because I want that part of my life. But then it's like I can, much like the scenario I posed to you. Can you read Black Mirror, Untold Tales? It still exists no matter what Earth it's on or what
Sure.
universe it's in. So I can still get it however I want to get it. So do I officially have a preference? So I've always sucked at answering these questions from Chris Yu. He should stop asking me anything.
Well,
And just
this is me posing this to you.
I thought it was Chris Yu asking
This
me.
is Chris S.
Well, then screw off. I'm not talking about that right now. Jeez
Fair enough.
Louise. Come
Fair
on.
enough.
Waste
Fair
my
enough.
oxygen for 3.5
Sorry.
minutes. Good
It's
Lord.
true.
Good
It's
Lord.
true.
I'm
Back to
kidding.
Chris
I'm
U.
kidding. I'm kidding. Yes.
Talking about promotions of characters from one
Mm.
team to another, I think it's a great idea. There used to be a thing where the JLA would only admit one new member every year. So being invited to join the JLA meant something special. So seeing characters like Black Lightning and Metamorpho turn down JLA membership was a powerful statement. When everyone's a member of a club, being a member of the club doesn't mean the same thing anymore. It's very true. I never read it, but when James, oh, here we go. I just talked about this. When James Robinson brought Dick Grayson as Batman and a whole bunch of Titans and heroes of that generation to the JLA in 2010, that seemed to be the greatest thing to me. Seeing the next generation take over the team of their mentors felt like real character evolution at DC. Unfortunately, they could not keep the spotlight and were sent back to the minor leagues, or worse, came the new 52. Yes, that was a magical time in DC. It's very rare in comics where we feel a maturation, and here we were. And it wasn't like and like we talked about either last episode or one before that. It's like just because the younger heroes get older doesn't mean the older heroes become crotchety. They could be more contemporaries. Of course, one is older markedly than the other, but it doesn't mean that they're like. It doesn't mean that Batman's walking with a cane, or has to be fed mush. They could all be functioning adults. But that was a really good time. Chris continues. You asked for stories about revisiting things you read in the long ago and how you felt about them upon a reread. When I first came back to comics after being away for for over a decade, I revisited a lot of stories and series that I was nostalgic for. One of the first things I reread was the New Defenders era of Marvel's The Defenders. That was issues 124 through 152. They all read exactly as I remembered them. I didn't plan on reading all of them, but I just couldn't stop until the series ended. Well worth the time to read them again. And that is a fun little era. I don't know how familiar you are with that era.
Little
Where it's,
gargoyle and angel. And,
yeah, Angel,
yeah.
Beast, yeah.
Right.
That was good stuff. I was who was that? Was that Peter Gillis?
I know towards the end of it, it was Demades or Demetrius, depending on how you
DeMatteis?
want to pronounce it. I believe. And I had actually random issues of that when I was a wee one, when I was a kid.
Hmm.
Because I remember thinking like, Gargoyle looks so cool, man. Like,
Sure.
but to be honest with you, my recollection of it overall
Hmm.
isn't so great. So I can't really say one way or the other if it is good material or what have you. But I will definitely trust Chris Yu's opinion on it.
Yeah. Like I don't know that I would say it's one of those boring but comfortable runs, but it is
Mhm.
comfortable. It is a very comfortable run. I not too long ago I completed my set of those because I was going to use them for a project. Shocker. A project that'll never happen. Chris continues. He says, on the flip side, Power of the Atom. Oh, speaking of boring books, Power of the Atom was a series that I liked back in the day. Ray Palmer was one of those classic Silver Age heroes that, outside of JLA appearances, I had never read before. With all the reboots happening post-crisis, I was in on the Atom reboot. I bought the whole series, month by month as they were released, up until the series cancellation. I remember liking that series. But when I tried to reread it, I couldn't make it past the first few. It was dull and boring to me now. I guess I was caught up in the excitement of the idea of a reboot back in the long ago, and that is why I liked it. Today, as just a series out of time and out of context, I do not care for it at all. And that is a dull, dull book. Like the coolest thing about that book is there was a cover that has like elongated man like weaving through like a corded phone or something and like popping out the receiver. It's like that's the coolest thing about the series. That one image. The rest of it is just so boring. And this is like might be another reason why I took the New 52 reboot so hard is that in 2010, 2011 is when I started really backfilling my post-crisis stuff. And that's like when I did all that Captain Atom and Power of the Atom, Booster Gold, Blue Beetle, all that stuff, JLI. And it's like I felt like I was in a Firestorm, all those books. And it's like, oh, it's gone now. Thanks a lot, kid. Kid, I was 30.
You're like, man, I got in the ground floor of wait, what?
Limbo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ash and you know what I mean? Debris, rubble. Yeah.
Oh boy, that's $1 book that I don't remember where I put it. I got Ash
Oh
and
yes.
Azrael.
Yes, you told me
Yeah,
that.
a book that I don't know why it exists, but it does. Ash from Joe Quesada's Event Comics and Azrael, a character he co-created. Anyway, Chris, you wraps up with something I was thinking about recently. In today's market of writing for the trade, with every story being either 5 or 6 issues and not referencing any stories that came before, would a book like Chris Claremont's X-Men with all of its complex interwoven subplots sell? Would Stan Lee and Jack Kirby's Fantastic Four as a series of stories that lasted only an issue or two sell? Would Watchmen even sell in today's marketplace? I think that might be one we need to put a pin in.
Yeah, my first inclination is to say yes. Just because if any of those get hit by the hype machine at all, that's all you need. Uh,
But I mean, what is selling now compared to selling then?
True, true, very true. In numbers or this,
I
hidden
mean,
statistic and
the leaked numbers for Amazing Spider-Man is like under 40,000.
yeah,
That's the flagship book.
maybe you got to keep it in context with, compared to whatever the hot selling book is at the time. So don't like preset a number.
But I mean, even so, like
Yeah.
a book like Uncanny X-Men, if Claremont was on it doing Claremont stories now, what would that sell?
Yeah.
I mean, we we don't even know if the current X-Men books are going to make it past October. They just announced 16 more.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah. Would something like Watchmen, something, I mean, Doomsday Clock did.
if
I don't know how. Yeah,
if you're playing a numbers game, that is much more difficult.
sure.
I think how I just laid it out there would be the most simplistic and easiest way to for me to in fact say
Mm,
yes is like, hey man, look at like something really bizarre or weird. Because when you brought up Watchmen, for example, which is
mm.
like at the time completely mind blowing, concept.
Unknown. Yeah.
What's like the most twisted mainstream book out right now? Okay,
But
well,
like you love Saga.
yeah, I love it.
Saga is critically acclaimed. Does it sell huge numbers in
I
single issue?
couldn't tell you to save my life.
It might sell decently,
Hmm.
but I don't know that it's burning up the sales charts. I mean, it probably does well on the back on the book, the paperback market.
Yeah.
But I mean, would that work in one of the big two? I
I
don't know.
well, you hope to think that good storytelling would, transcend whatever. But I mean, I was gonna use just for an example because it's a
Mhm.
modern book. It's a little quirky, a little different, a little bizarre. Something that we've talked about and is a media darling, and that's Absolute Martian Manhunter.
Okay.
What are the sales numbers on that book, for
Well,
example?
we don't know.
But
Yeah.
it's very unconventional.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's one of those things. Like if you found
So there
out
would be an avenue and a market for it, for
I would
sure.
think, and then I mean, you and I both would, be shocked if we found out it outsold Amazing Spider-Man or something. You know what I mean? What would be an acceptable number for
Sure.
that type of book with that kind of
Hmm.
aura around it as
Energy.
far as
Yeah.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, definitely put a pin in it, and it feels like the new put a pin in it is like we have homework or that's an assignment because it's very interesting to think about. It's just that it
It's
would
deep. It's
it
complex.
takes more than just your
Off the
natural
cuff.
instinct, yeah, to
Yeah.
say yes or no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a little trickier.
Weird.
Very
Very,
good
very weird.
al though, very interesting.
Oh,
A lot of
it's
good,
always good content from our man Chris Yu.
except for his hot take on Absolute Batman #9. It was pretty spot on. Yeah.
Don't worry. By this year's Christmas episode, I'll probably have read it.
Okay. Well, until
It'll
then.
be it'll be a Jive Turkey question, which
Okay,
I
right
just
on.
rewatched
Oh,
not too long
really?
ago. Yeah,
Oh, nice. That was one of
I
my
did
favorite
very well.
moments. I love
I
doing
did
those
very
game
well.
shows, man. I love
Yeah.
them. I love them. Yeah, it's nice. Well, hey, man, I want to thank Chris you yet again for
Yeah.
contributing. He rules, we drool, and all that good stuff. But
Word.
Chris. Speaking of drooling, I'm hangry. I'm getting
Yeah.
hungry, man. My wife brought
You
home
got
some food.
you got processed meats and cheeses and all sorts of good stuff.
Yeah, I don't even know. It's a surprise. So
Oh.
it's yeah, mystery beyond that
Mm-hmm.
door.
Wrapped in a riddle.
Yes, was waiting for me. All I know is I want it.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is, I want it, and I want it now. So, um, I want to wrap things up. If
Mm-hmm.
you don't have
Mm-hmm.
any objections or anything else you'd like to note or add.
No, no, I'm good.
Okay. Very
Yeah.
good. I dig it. I do want to thank not only Chris, you, but everybody out there who's taken the
Everybody.
time to view today. Virtual
All
hugs for
y'all.
all of you, all y'all.
Mhm.
Very Texan of you.
Mhm.
And make sure you subscribe and all that good stuff, and tell your friends this is where it's at. Come hang
Mhm.
with us. You know what I mean? We'd love it. So the more the
We would.
merrier. All right, Chris. Well, I'm hitting the road. Thank you for talking to me, and we will see you
Back
guys
at
on
ya.
the flippity flap.
See ya.
All right.